You're doing that too. All right, now you're showing.
Dog.
I was taking you serious up until you said take out your phone.
But bro,
Like,
you need to do that these days, bro. You need to have like,
phone.
I think that's organization. Any organization, like your organization is based on the talent you have.
All right, so what else are we leaving in 2023 when it comes to podcast conversations?
Yo, we're leaving the conversation about
Hello and welcome. Hustle Over Everything podcast. This spot where we receive stories, tips, and tactics from entrepreneurs who have done it. I'm Alex.
And I'm Ono Sinde.
And we got the guy, IX Photography. The man that will shoot your shot.
Shoot it.
You know what I'm saying? The videographer extraordinaire. You know what I'm saying? Real estate, music videos, drone shots. He got it all.
Podcasts.
Music.
IX Photography. Isaac in the building. Isaac, what's popping, bro?
I am blessed and highly favored.
You got a wild card today. You know, chopping it up on the last pod of the year.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Ready to get into it?
Let's get into it, bro. You know, first thing to kick off to you, Al, is that me and the Isaac Bob in the back, we had a debate.
All right,
right? So you have two options here.
All right.
I can give you $100,000 liquid.
Okay.
Right now, wire to yourself, to your account, boom, you get it. Or you can flip a coin, and on one side of the coin, you can get $10 million.
Mm-hmm.
If you flip the other side of the coin, you get nothing. No 100K, no $0. The way you came in is the way you left. What are you doing?
100K easy.
Why are you taking the 100K?
Because I'm not risking for 10 versus flipping for 10 million. Either or, you're net positive if you have the 100K. So I'm not risking it and having nothing when I could easily walk away with 100K.
But wouldn't you say you have a 50-50 chance of winning 10 million?
Yeah.
50-50, bro.
But I have a 100% chance of getting the 100K.
It's
very simple.
So what would you do with that 100K?
I would.
Great question, Isaac.
Great question. What I do with 10 million? I would.
No. What would you do with 100K?
I know. So the reason why I'm saying what I do with 10 million is because it's basically the same thing. I'll pay off all my debts.
It's not the same thing at all.
100K and 10 million.
And I'll get to it in my point, but tell me what you would do with the 100K.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
So first things first, I'm investing that 100K. What I'm doing is paying off any debts that I have left, and then I'm using that to buy a property in a good location that I know is a proper investment with my money. That's what I'm doing with my 100K, and then I'll probably reinvest that into my businesses. Simple and plain.
And what would you do in that situation?
Invest in stocks too. Go ahead.
Before I give my answer, so are we gonna go around the horn and then depict each person's Okay.
So
Simply put, when I look at the magnitude of having $10 million and $100,000 right now, $100,000 would take care of a lot of my problems, but the upside of having $10 million, that is life-changing generational money for me and my future family. I believe I can acquire $100,000 if I really wanted to. You can acquire it liquid. It's not that hard to do. I've grossed it, but I've never held it liquid at any point in my life so far. But 10 million, the degree of getting $10 million for anybody right now is extremely difficult. Mm-hmm. Very, very difficult. Unless you've been working, business, investments, everything hits, and you hold $10 million liquid. Even the guys who are millionaires, they don't have $10 million liquid. It's very rare. Like you're in rarefied air. So if I have the opportunity, I'm flipping that coin, a 50-50 chance to get 10 million, and I'll play it.
What about you, Isaac?
Yeah, Owen kind of switched his answer from our original convo, but I feel like that's all due to me. I'm a play for it. I'm gonna try to do the 10 million, Because at the end of the day, you walked into that room exactly with what you got right now. And if I get the chance to be a 10 millionaire, a 50% chance to be a 10 millionaire, I'm gonna take those odds. I'm gonna take those odds.
Yeah,
for sure.
The thing is, before I say my reasoning, why did you choose $100,000?
Because you're scared.
No, I'm not scared. I'd rather go for the sure thing and bet on myself. I think if I got $100,000 investment, I could work my way up to 10 million. I believe in myself like
from
that.
100K.
From 100K, I think so.
So let's say you pay the debts off.
Mm-hmm.
How much debt is that? Like 1,000, 2,000?
Let's say all the debt could be 20K. So I have 90, around 80K left.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 80K to invest. I'd look at property in a profitable area, and invest there. Get one property that I can have that will gross me income over the years, and then the rest I'll invest in the business.
So here's the thing with that though, and this is my reasoning for not taking the 100K. Simply, to put it simply, so if you won 100K today, December 2023, December 14, 2023, if you won that today, by next year, that whole 100K is gone.
It's gone.
And that is 100% fact. Because if you're trying to invest, so invest into stocks or whatever it is, and also buy a house, and also invest back into your business, that entire money is gone. And then you've just put yourself in debt, more debt than you started with, because you're using that money to buy a home, right? And of course you can go and get somebody to rent your house and pay the mortgage, all that good stuff. But either way, you're putting yourself in more debt than you started with. That's the main reason why I wouldn't take that 100K, because I know that 100K is not going to really do anything. 10 million now. Bro.
10
if
million.
you get it.
If you get it.
If you
But
get
either
it.
way, it's a 50-50 chance, bro. That's a very, very high chance. We watch sports. If you shoot 50% from the field, you are
Hall of Famer.
God. Like, you're God with
The
a
Hall of
basketball,
Famer.
pretty much at that point. So 50% is a very, very high chance. And that's why I'm going to go for that 50, because that 10 million is more than life-changing. That's generational changes.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And not a lot of people care about generational wealth right now. A lot of people have the mentality of like, yeah, it's a new thing that I've been hearing a lot. A lot of people are having the mentality of, bro, I made all this money, I'm spending it all. Like Shaq kind of has that same mentality. He talks about that a bit. Like, he'll help where he got to help, but he will spend his money. He goes out there and he sees somebody in Food Basics. Yo, 5 bands right here. Yo, what are you buying right now? All right, I got you. Like, he'll spend the money. He said, yo, his kids, this is my money. You got to go out and make your own.
He tells his kids, it's like, oh yeah, we're rich. It's like, you're not rich.
I'm
rich.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like a lot of people are moving away from that generational wealth where it's like, everything I have is my kids. Like, no, I'm gonna leave something for you so you're good, of course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but you got to go out and work hard. So that $10 million that's different. So I'm gonna just roll it. If I leave with nothing, that's fine. I walked in there how I am. I'm gonna be pissed that I didn't take the 100K.
Yes,
100% if I didn't win the 10. But if you flip that coin and you get that 10 mil,
Yes.
it's over.
And bro, if you get the property though, the cash flow that you'll get from the property will never get to 10 million.
Never.
That's true.
Depending if like at a down payment, and let's say if you get like an amortization of a 25-year loan, right? It will never really gross $10 million.
For sure. Listen, y'all ain't convincing me.
You're stuck on that.
You're stuck on the
I'm not
100K.
changing. I'm stuck on the 100. I'm standing 10 tones down. I'm
Standing on business.
I'm standing on business. You know what I'm saying? 100%. I'm sticking with that 100K, and y'all can flip that coin, and one of y'all is gonna be hella mad, like, God damn it! And I'll be out here like, yo, wanna come to the crib?
Hell yeah!
Pull up. let me show you my property real quick.
This is where it gets
Before
interesting
kicking
though.
yourself.
Is like if you bump up the stakes to between 500,000 to $1 million, that that little cushion right there, then I'm taking the money. Because the 500,000, like that is a good launching pad to start off with. Right. So I'll take that for sure. But I think 100K, it's so insignificant compared to 10 million that like I can just bust my ass all year, do overtime, just do Uber everything, and like get like a little basement, little cot, and just like stack up. Right? It's you can do it. But to get a 500K liquid, that takes like a lot of saving, a lot of investing to hold that. To some people, average Canadian, that is halfway through retirement. That's how you get that through like working a lot. Like you get your TSFA, you get your pension and everything. You land in the 500,000 plus your spouse's other income. You both retire with at least $1.5 million as you're getting 65 to 70 years old. So I'm rolling my chances of taking the $10 million.
And y'all gonna be hella mad. Like, God dang it. And like, yo, I was looking good, man.
There's no faith in the coin flip, bro.
You know? So that's kind of how I look at it, keeping it to myself, versus risking it on the Jay-Z dinner. I feel like this has the same kind of sentiment of the Jay-Z dinner. Will you take 500,000 or
I'm taking the 500,000, bro.
Dinner with Jay-Z.
Jay-Z
One Jay-Z, bro.
He said to take the 500K.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He said all the keys are already in his albums, bro. Just go
take the money.
Take some money and go take the 500K, buy all his albums, and then you got the
It'll
keys.
be good.
That's
Right
a
there.
fact.
And the knowledge is free in libraries too.
We gotta leave that conversation in 2023.
Facts.
All right, so what else are we leaving in 2023 when it comes to podcast conversations?
Yo, we're leaving the conversation about high value. Like, I'm sick and tired of discussing what is a high value man. I think us dudes, like, we gotta, or women, like, what is a high value guy? RIP to Kevin Samuels, who put this, is it the Godfather? He's the Godfather. The Podfather's Joe Budden. But this idea of the high value man, it really permeated culture. Right, it made guys feel like, yo, I'm high value, 6 figures, all these different parameters he had for you to be a high value guy. So now guys, they think as soon as they hit these parameters that Kevin said that they're high value, right? But high value is like very subjective. Like morally, you could be high value, financially, you could be high value. It depends who's looking at you to determine who's high value. But it just became like a negative thing, right? It just determined, oh yeah, he's a high value guy, he's a high value woman. And it just became very toxic. So I want to leave that behind.
What you, Isaac?
I want to leave the sassy man talks in 2023.
Sassy man era.
And to go along with that, the men who pander to women because, like, not the men who pander in trying to keep the male audience, like keep the level of respect to women. Not those guys. The guys who pander to women simply to get women, to get girls. Like, bro, when you're with the mandem, the way you talk, the way you move is nothing like when you get behind that mic. You want to defend everything that the girls do and all that. But when you're with the mandem,
you're talking reckless.
You're talking reckless, hoes,
everything.
Whatever it is. You're doing all of that. But on the pod, you want to say, oh, this, that, woman, this. Like, no, let's leave that behind. And also with the sassy man stuff, the reason why it annoys me is because a lot of the time they call men sassy. It's like, bro, I partake in some of these things too. And I'm not sassy.
You remember, the Parag on TikTok. He's the one who started the sassy man, the Indian guy.
It's the way you act.
Exactly, it's the way you act. He's like, hey, I might like your story, yo, but you know what? It's just because of the way you act, right? So you started this whole. Congrats to you, bro. Like, you deserve all this success. The guy got brand deals now with Bumble. He's on CP24. He's doing a lot of big things. You know what I'm saying?
Moves.
So big up to Parag, bro.
Leave that sassy stuff in 2020.
But sassy man, bro. A lot of guys now like being chased.
But yo, honestly, and this is before this whole culture of like this, of the conversation around how men really feel about their relationship with women. Because before it would just be men are dogs, men get a lot of women, or men chase women. Like, it was only a few conversations.
Yeah.
But now that people are diving deeper into how men really feel, like before this, I've always felt like I loved when a woman approached me. I loved it because it gave me the opportunity to know I can put in work now. It's not a guessing game. I know you've showed me enough.
You know you can
energy
invest.
that I know I can do the things that
Word,
you
bro.
would like me to do as well. Because again, nowadays, and not to take this into a dark place, but nowadays, all the sexual assault and all that stuff that's going on, it's all from things that happened in the past. It's very rare that women are coming out right away. Like yesterday, this happened to me. It's like 10 years later. So it's like I don't want to be the person that made a mistake back in the day, not knowing that this girl wasn't comfortable with me talking to her, or touching her, or kissing her. And 10 years later, it's like she didn't feel right about it. I heard a conversation about, I think they're having on the JBP actually, and they're talking about like how there could be there could be the one situation, but both people leave with a different thought in their head. And they're talking about the Jamie Foxx situation, where the girl comes out and says like, he did this and that to me and I wasn't comfortable with it. And I think that situation could be facts, and it could be a situation where it's like Jamie was completely fine with what happened. He thought he had a good night. But when the girl left and went home, she thought like, you know what? I don't know if I was really comfortable with that.
Word.
And that's correct on her.
Yeah.
So I don't want to fall in that position where it's like I do something to somebody and they feel a way later because there wasn't consent. It wasn't reciprocated energy and I had no idea. So with that whole like woman chasing, I love that. Chase me. Tell me that you want me.
Tell me I'm handsome.
So that I know, okay, boom. All right, now I'm gonna put in my work. I'm gonna spit the game. I'm gonna do whatever I have to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like chase you as in like past initial, for me personally, once you get past the initial greeting, that's when I'm like, all right, let me take over. But like to chase you like aggressively, that's
no, not aggressive. Just tell me.
Okay.
Give me the consent
or the signal
to pursue you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
I rock with that. I agree.
And we'll come off of this, but I was playing. It was my boy's birthday the other day.
Yeah.
And he brought out this game called Convo and Chill.
Oh, I love that. I have that at the
and
Chambers.
There's a question in that game that's like, when it comes to like your first kiss with somebody, do you ask or do you just feel the vibes? And we're at a table where it's literally probably 6 men and like 11 women.
What a ratio.
Great ratio.
Yeah.
Everyone except for me was like, feel the vibe. And I'm like, bro, in 2023, there's no feeling vibes. I am not leaning over for no kiss nowhere. I'm asking. And honestly, before this whole thing with the sexual assault, the whole Me Too movement, I always asked. Always. And it was never awkward.
But bro, how are you gonna ask? Like, because I think it ruins the element of surprise, right? Because in a romantic setting, like, bro,
surprises aren't allowed.
I hear you, but there are moments where you're with your girl or the girl that you're with for that time that you're together, and all the signs, if you could think of all the signs of the world, are right there.
Yes.
And on a conviction scale of a 1 to 10, with 10 being like, I am certain that she wants me to kiss her. It's like a duh thing. It's like, I am doing it.
It's not a duh thing no more.
She's looking at your mouth. She's looking at your eyes. She's kind of like tilted her body. She's like showcasing her neck and she's flipping her, leaning more.
That's like an ideal situation. But there's also situations where like you're saying bye and like you could easily grab her and go for a kiss when she might not be there too. There's a lot of situations where it's not as ideal that a kiss is warranted at that moment.
It happens in the movies all the time where they go, the guy drops her to the door, and there's always that moment where it's like, oh, should I kiss her? And then he'll walk away, and then he'll look back, and the girl's like looking at him, and then he'll run back and kiss her, and it's like, oh.
It's like a Hallmark.
Like a
Hallmark movie, bro.
Bro, even in those movies, the guy isn't sure. He doesn't know, oh, is this the right move? I could mess it up if I pull this kiss right now.
Yeah.
That's why it's like, yeah, if you're in the whip and the girl's showing you all the signs, it's like, can I kiss you?
So you ask.
I've always asked, bro.
You know, you gotta be like Hitch.
Always.
You gotta be like Hitch. You know how he taught Albert Brenneman? Like, you gotta like go like 90 and just hold, right? And then she's gonna come, right? Yeah. So that is way of consent because
you hope that
she connects. But even though you did that, that in itself is like hot in their eyes because you're actually acting on your masculine frame. You know, yeah.
That's all great and dandy.
But in 2023,
10 years from now,
dog,
when you
IX
get that
IX
serve,
blows up, right?
Yeah, IX blows up, and that one girl that I didn't ask,
You got the 10 mil now.
she might have felt uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Bro, it's a real thing. And it's like, I
Unless-
think these girls aren't wrong. Like, I guess in these days, it's like they're not wrong for coming back 10 years later because that's how they felt. But it's like, I don't want to be on the other end of that because I could have been genuine and maybe I really liked this girl. Maybe I was really into her and I went in for the move. And because it could be a thing where because I went in for the move, she just accepted it. Doesn't mean she's okay with it. That's why you ask, hey, can I kiss you? Yes? All right, let me take out my phone. Let me record you say yes. Yes.
Oh, you're doing
Can I
that
kiss
too?
you?
All right, now you're trolling.
Dog.
I was taking you serious up until you said take
No.
out your phone.
Well, bro,
And that's when I'm like, all right,
you need to
we
do
got
that
it,
these
we
days,
got
bro.
it.
You need
Take
to
out
have
your
like
phone?
Nowadays, you got to take out your phone, record that.
you even gotta record the conversation
Stop
on the
it.
low.
Stop
You gotta
it.
have the thing rolling and like record the conversation.
Stop it right
Bro, you
now.
need evidence.
Stop it right
No, you
now.
do.
None of y'all is doing that.
Feds are always
Like,
watching.
if you're a celebrity,
Feds are watching.
and you're getting a girl to come back home, you might have to sign an NDA with the video, so everything's all cool.
But
in the heat of the moment, ain't nobody taking out their phone and recording saying, "Hey, can I kiss you?"
Bro,
Fam.
kiss
In
your
2024, guys,
superstar
men-
podcast career goodbye.
Men in 2024, take your phone out and record. Ask them, can I kiss you on Can I kiss you? Yes or no? Boom, you have it on camera, you're set, you're good.
Yeah,
Bro, it's a dangerous game to play and you don't want to get caught up in feelings and a mood. So it's like, oh, let me do this, but she feels awkward. That's a real thing. These women, they're too scared. Like sometimes they're too scared to speak up and say, listen, I don't want to do this right now. They might feel like that pressure to even do it. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys are in the car. It's late nights. Like this is clearly what we both came here for.
Word.
But she could have a change of mind. She could have a change of heart, and she's too scared to say it. So rather than saying it, she's just gonna kiss you or do whatever with you to just ease the moment. And then when she goes inside, she's crying, she's sad. Like that's a real thing. I'm trying to avoid that at all costs. But I have a girl, so I'm good. But I'm avoiding that at all costs.
So we're leaving that back
We're
in.
leaving-
We're leaving
2024 on consent.
everything.
Bro,
Consent everything.
consent
Can I
and
hold your
recording
hand?
is crazy.
Can I hug
I've
you?
asked for kisses and stuff. You know, I've
Everything.
asked for kisses, but
But when
I'm
when
not
you ask for
putting
a
it on
kiss, it could be beta. The alpha's kiss, bro.
Yeah.
Beta milk.
But nah, you know, when I've asked for it, it didn't come off as weird. You know what I'm saying? It didn't like
That's what I'm
pause.
saying.
It didn't pause the energy.
It's not
but
weird.
taking out the phone is definitely
Nah,
weird.
taking out the
energy.
phone is extra.
It's extra.
I'm being extra. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
you are.
I'm putting sauce on
I appreciate
for
it.
sure.
You're potting. You're potting.
You're potting. He's bringing out the theatrics.
You know what I'm saying? For sure. And we have a whole menu that we're gonna get to.
All right, let's get into it, Al.
You ready?
I'm ready.
You ready?
Let's go.
All right. So let's talk about the top moments of the year
For the show?
for the show.
Okay.
All right. So for the show, I want to talk to y'all about the most streamed episode so far. Which y'all think is the most streamed episode of this year on audio overall? If you were to take a guess.
I think the most streamed episode on audio might be the. I haven't checked recently, but of like all time. But I'd say maybe Shay, Finance for the Culture.
Okay, that was a great episode. Shout out to Shay.
Yeah.
That was a good episode. What about you guys? What do you think?
On audio
audio only.
only, I'm going to guess Matt Barnes.
Incorrect. The most streamed audio episode was Tokes. Shout out Tokes Ayinle.
Ayinla.
Oh, but sheesh. Ayinla. My apologies, Tokes. You know, yeah, her episode got the most streams. Her audience came through, you know, and I was surprised. That was like the most engaged episode where we talked about how she got back from being in 30K worth of debt. So
I'm shocked.
That's
I'm
nice.
shocked, but I'm not shocked. The black women always tend to hive behind each
listen,
other.
Black
Like-
women.
Like, yo, if you look at the way Rennie's blowing up, bro,
Yes.
like black women just get behind any black girl and prop her
Not any
up.
black girl. When they choose the black girl
Mhm.
and get information,
It's a force.
It's a force.
it's a
Like
force.
anything they do cannot be wrong.
I wish black men did that.
Honestly,
we do that, but I just think we don't do it,
No,
bro. I think
Not
we
at
do.
all. Not at all.
So if one man is on, we don't get behind that.
Well, first of all, the one man that's on barely ever reaches back to put other people on. That's the first problem.
Mm.
Second problem, when people get on and you're not really there yet,
You're a threat.
the haterade starts flowing through your blood. So it's hard for you to actually like say, you know what, give that person that respect and say, you know what, they're doing their thing, like they're on point. I'm gonna support them because you're, especially if they're in the same field as you. You're down here. This person's up here. I'm hating.
You're hating.
Yeah.
I'm hating.
You know what it
But
is
it's
too?
competitive though.
Is that like I feel like a lot of guys won't trust the guys. You know,
Mm.
like they'll watch their stuff, support them, but they won't trust them to like follow them to different platforms and really like buy whatever they're selling. Like a lot of guys, this is a weird example, but what's the guy that talks like, yo, you know, fam, today
Bucks be balling.
Bucks be balling.
Shout out to
Yes,
Bucks.
shout out to Bucks. A lot of guys love Bucks.
Yeah.
Like in real life, people support Bucks, but when he has an ad, people aren't going to buy it as frequently.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People aren't streaming his music as much as they could, even though he has a big following for Toronto artists. You know, so it's like that's a off-center example, but it is an example of when someone is getting notoriety, they're not getting as much. Even like Pressa has a lot of notoriety in the city, but in terms of like a male following,
Way more haters.
Way more haters, yo.
So what are they hating?
I don't know.
They're
I feel
just
like
hating that he's doing something that they failed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you think about it, the people that are going to go out and comment and actually show their hate in public, those are going to be people that consume that type of content. And if you consume a lot of that type of content, there's a high chance that you probably had an interest in being a part of that field or in that community in some way, sort or form, whether it's being an actual musician or an A&R or a studio manager or a producer, whatever it is, it's a high possibility that you probably wanted to play some type of role in music. So for example, it'd be like a lot of record label owners used to want to be a rapper before, but it's like, I'm shit at rapping. Let me just go sign some artists like QC and P. Like he just went on Lil Yachty's podcast and they were talking about it. And like P has songs, like pretty sure, I think they said he has a track with Gucci that obviously never came out, but he was pursuing music at one time and he realized this is not it. Let me go and be more behind the scenes and that type of stuff. So I think when it comes to haters, it's a lot of people that were trying to be in the field and they consume a lot of that content. And yeah, those are the people that
they're not producers. They're consumers. They can't do nothing. They don't have the talent.
So
they don't have the skill.
Same thing as sports. What do athletes say all the time? The sports commentators are people who failed at the sport.
They get into analytics.
Yeah.
They try to control the game, with like math and numbers. And I'm like, okay, bro, there is math and numbers, but there's skill,
Facts.
which you need to perform.
Exactly.
So yeah,
most definitely. All right, so that was the top
podcast
streamed. Exact top audio
go
podcast.
watch that
streamed.
episode, y'all. Fire episode.
Yeah. Shout out to Toast. Let's put a little sample of that episode in right here.
In the 1 year that I worked with them, prior to that, my highest hourly rate as a consultant was around $180 an hour. And in that 1 year, I've now been able to 1x it to about $1,000 an hour. So strategy. Yeah.
Big
1x, I mean 10x it. Moving right along, top video podcast. Which one do you think that one was? Well, we all know that one.
From a metric standpoint?
From a metric standpoint.
Or
an impact standpoint? Which one do you think was the best video pod?
I'm going to say
Like-
Matt Barnes again.
Matt Barnes, like, the thing is, I think, Isaac, let me actually, you answer this before I do.
Yeah.
Are you going to say something?
You said
Oh,
Matt
I
Barnes.
say Matt Barnes? Okay.
Yeah, I said Matt Barnes.
So the most metric podcast streamed on YouTube is definitely Zubin with the Turo episode.
Mhm.
I think impact wise in terms of like shock value, certainly Matt Barnes, he definitely brought it. I think for me, the artistry behind just like the way the podcast looks, the way it was, the conversation and just a good banter. I definitely got to say Mark Soren.
Yeah.
Mark Soren, I actually watched that video. I watched the entire episode last night just for fun. I was in bed. I was just like, let me study this episode. And the aesthetic of the show, from like the couch to you and the conversation towards like maybe like the 40th minute and onwards, it was good stuff. And I was like, man, if we recreate this again and again some way, somehow, this right here, this that piece of real estate and that audio and the video, visually, the leather couch, the lighting was different. I think the lighting out of every episode, that was elite lighting. Maybe it's because of his story and everything, and the way he hit the background, but that podcast, bro, was sick.
Yeah, that was it.
It was a sick show. I didn't know it only has like 472 views right now, but that was a sick show, in my opinion. I know Zubin got the numbers, and I'm so happy for that, but I'm like, this storyline from viewing the entire store to the idea about sagging and counterculture and me on the side of universally every man knows that sagging is bad, right? And also Mark knowing that, but you're like talking about, oh, it's counterculture. Like, if he's in the hood, sagging is okay. But I'm like, yo, I know he's okay, but not everyone in the hood agrees that sagging is good. You know what I'm saying? So the dynamic of the conversation, the lighting, the space, the way we're seated too, mint.
No, I think that was a good episode. I think the debate element of it made it a really good conversation because we were exploring something as men that doesn't really get talked about too often.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it was a great conversation. And yeah, I think it was a good educational experience too.
Yeah, what's yours, bro? I'm just going to pour up the Nurai, man.
Yeah, with the age gap. It
Shout
felt
out to Nurai
intergenerational.
sellers.
Yeah, like where he's coming from.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
what your point was in that conversation was great for debate.
Yeah.
You're speaking from a younger person who has only lived up to this of their life, and then you're talking to somebody else who's lived way past us, but also is in the field of fashion and how men are supposed to look, quote unquote.
Quote unquote. Yeah. There was a more layer deeper where it gets to the concept of what value is, you know?
Yeah.
And we didn't get to get that deep.
Yeah.
Because, thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
If we had another hour.
Yeah. Oh, no. Let's get there. Let's get there.
Okay.
You know? Okay. Yeah, if you had another hour to really like get into like the crux of the situation,
been a
and
real debate.
Yeah,
we could have had that. I think if you guys approached it from that stance, which obviously you didn't know before, because you guys had a goal in what you want to speak about. Of course, the Kawhi thing, whatever it is, right? But if we knew before that you could approach it from that stance, that podcast could have been even better than it already was, because then we could have went into that knowing, okay, this is a generational gap. Let's focus the conversation around that generational gap. What you see and what we do and what we see compared, like, for sure.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I think generally you approached, well, not you, but you know, just when you anchor the conversation, we always go with like the format of story, get the background and everything like that. But when you really think back at it and you see, does this format really work in terms of like enticing the viewer and everything? Well, like what's shock value for this episode, right? So for Shay, shock value right away might be the $200 dates, right? Should men pay first? Whoever asked the date out, Monday girl, talking about community and networking. Is it okay to swerve at a networking event and how to do it? Adds a lot of different, adds a different dynamic to the conversation. Then you get to the story at the end and say, how did you guys meet? Right? So now I'm invested to see how you're thinking, how you're viewing this, how you view it within your own business. And then, okay, let me learn about what got you into this. So I think
I love that.
The artistry of interviewing now is finding ways to bring the shock into something, not really blasphemous that, you know, the way I would personally do it, like try to get canceled or whatever. And maybe like that's just like learning, but things like that. Polarizing conversations within any industry that could actually get everybody riled up at some level to have like a stimulated conversation.
I like that. Not just sticking to like, what did you do? Like, how did you start this? Yeah, that's great. But let's have a polarizing conversation first to have the viewer and the fan interested. And then once they're interested in you because they maybe like your perspective or disagree with your perspective, okay, now let's talk about how you got into your business. I think that's a great way to approach conversation.
And you know, I when I was podcasting with Chinelli yesterday, I learned that because I was talking to him like, man, how can I get Chinelli going? Because we're doing a year in review wrap. I'm like, okay, 2023, 2024. And I realized the thing that gets Chinelli going is, of course, if you talk to him about himself, but if you get deeper into the things that he disagrees with, in terms of, for example, like this, he was like, it's okay to be imperfectly perfect, right? So yes, I agree it's okay to be imperfectly perfect, but what about the guy who's like balding, 5'7", 5'6", chubby, stout? What about him is perfect? He can't do anything about that. So it got us really going, and it really challenged him to think about his whole idea of imperfectly perfect. And we ended up having a good conversation from minute 8 all the way to minute 30. So, you know, when Isaac was saying like, yo, we had great pods yesterday, because I picked up on that, and I'm like, let's dial in on that in the first 10 minutes.
No, that's dope. Another thing we picked up on is proof in the first few minutes too.
Yeah.
Like with the Zubin, we had this scene where we shot all his cars. With Mark, we had the scene where we shot his store. So that showed the proof first, and then got into conversation. And that like really made the audience get entrenched into the experience of the content before we had the whole show. You know, so I think that's going to be a big change that we'll be implementing into 2024. 100%. So audience, please, you know, be ready for that one.
Yeah, just more proving that these people are who they are.
Who they are.
Showing it for real. Like, it is a visual experience at the same time too. As much as people just listen to podcasts, it's like, it's a visual thing too. And you guys are talking to CEOs, like real life CEOs, owners of these companies. And like, we should be showing the people what these people are really doing. Like Randy Rodney pod. Like, to me, that's beautiful. We did a whole walkthrough. We see the entire space. Then we get to see, okay, who is the person behind the space? Like, that's definitely the way 2024 should look in terms of like this podcast.
Yeah, it's like you agree with them, but let's talk about the reasons why people don't agree with, or maybe it's not popular to think like this. I'll give you an example, like Eva Wong, COO of Borrowell. She's so passionate about women in leadership. So now, just as like doing, let's review the tape, and like we're looking back at the plays and the past matches, that episode could have begun like, why don't people trust more women in leadership? She would have gotten riled up on that. She'd be like, yeah, like, I don't know why. It's so hard for women, right? So that first 10 minutes, it's heated in a natural, calm way. She actually brings, she's like, okay, screw my media training. I'm actually talking about X, Y, Z. And then we get into the whole Eva Wong story.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think just to look into it a little bit deeper, I think the best thing about this conversation that we're having right now is the fact that if you guys didn't shoot, like, what episode are you guys at now?
183.
Yeah,
So
183.
This is episode 183.
It's 184.
184.
So if you guys didn't shoot all 183 episodes of this podcast, I think that you wouldn't even get to the point of understanding, you know what, maybe this is a way that we can make conversation better. You guys have created the experience around what you guys are doing. And because you have the experience, you can look at it and say, you know what, I can move into this and do it better. The thing is that people every day have a passion. They have a goal in mind that they want to do, but they never get up and actually do it. The thing is that you guys took the leap of faith to create this podcast, and now 183 episodes in, you guys are at 1,000 subscribers. So shout out to y'all for that.
Shout out big
and
time.
Also, it's like you have enough content and you've done it enough times to understand how to make it better. And I think that's an amazing achievement in itself.
100%.
Just for you guys to be able to get to that point. Like, you guys know me, I'm a proponent of chase your dreams, follow your passion. You know what I'm saying? And like, you guys have really done that. So this conversation in itself, it's inspiring to me, because you're doing this is a year in review, but people don't even have a year worth of things to review.
So a year worth of catalog.
Bro, this is an achievement for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be able to look back at this podcast and say, oh, we could have did this better. We could have did this better. Next year, we're going to do this. Like, that's amazing in itself, man.
Man.
Toast to that, yeah.
That's the key right there.
Shout out to Narai.
Shout out to Narai. Shout out to Steve and Sharon.
Shout out to Steve Byfield.
And
honestly, that's something to toast to as well. Steve has been our year-long sponsor. You know, he first advertiser to really re-up with us.
He believed.
You know, and believe in us. Shout out to Steve.
We came a long way from being in in his winery, sweating buckets, bro. Isaac,
Oh
if you
my
watch this episode,
Yo.
so you see Alex right there, like the sun is blasting on his
Was it
forehead.
like the Chinelli episode when we were in his backyard?
Worse.
Yeah, like
Worse than
so
that?
you know how I was legit picking up sweat from my forehead and I was flickering it off the thing.
Yeah.
This guy, I think he wore like a black shirt.
Yeah, the Black Hustle over everything.
Black
merch.
Hustle over
Shout out
everything
to the
shirt.
Merch. Shop our
And-
merch shop.
And then like we're chatting with Steve and everything, and I'm like, why isn't Alex talking? Right?
Passing out in the corner.
He's dying of heat exhaustion. That's what he's doing.
I am dying, bro.
So I'm trying to have a conversation with Steve, and I'm like, "Oh, don't you want to get in here? Like, don't you want to ask a question?" So when Alex is stumped, he's like, "So, tell me about." And as he's doing this, I can see his gears are turning. Like, what is he gonna ask? And that's when I know. I'm like, okay, I think he kind of clocked out a little bit
Yeah.
because he was thinking about something else.
Hot he was.
How hot he was.
Yo, you know, I was thinking, sweat was dripping down my back and it was touching my butt crack. It was crazy. It was so hot that day.
Bro, boxes are
It was
drenched.
insane. It was,
And you wore pants too.
I wore pants.
Because you don't wear shorts.
Yeah, I don't wear shorts now. You know, I got chicken legs. You know, especially
hit the
now
gym.
with this. Now you know what it is. I have like naturally tight calves. Like,
You got Asian calves.
I got Asian calves. I got
Wow.
I got Asian calves, bro.
So how don't you
know.
have hops, bro?
I do have hops.
What's your vertical?
I can touch the rim. For someone that's 5'10", like I can pretty much dunk. You know,
Pretty much, or can you dunk?
I can dunk a tennis ball. I can dunk a volleyball. I don't dunk
But you can't cock the
basketball.
wrist back and like and put the
Nah,
put the
I can,
basket.
sometimes I can squeeze.
You can squeeze.
But like when I was good, I could squeeze a little something.
You know those guys who do hard layups to look like dunks. They
jelly?
they go hard and then they lay
Snap
it
the
up and then they
backboard?
just like grab the rim really hard. It makes them look like they just crammed. They just
Mm.
punched on you. I'm like, you
It
didn't
was a
punch.
layup.
You didn't punch, bro.
Nah. But yeah.
What was your I mean, Isaac and I gave our views.
Mhm.
I mean, I said Matt Barnes and Mark Soren. He said Matt Barnes, and etc. Yeah. What was yours?
my top moment?
Top video.
My top video.
Or what you thought the top video
What you
would be.
thought what the top video is? Because the metrics is the metrics.
Metrics is the metrics.
Zubin Batnagar takes that.
You know what? I'm gonna give it to Isaac. I'm gonna say the Invest Durham that we just did. I was actually really proud of that. I put it to my mom, like, Mom, look at this. Ah! You know what I'm saying? So Isaac put his sauce on.
Bro, the
Then
panning, the
yo,
panning
the
on the
panning?
intro,
That was
Word.
great.
that was
a
elite.
great
Word.
Even my boy Diego hit me up on because I shared it on story. He's like, bro, I'm so proud to see how the progression of the production has been evolving from the start. And I was like,
Mhm,
big
yeah.
things.
No, with me, bro, whenever and like the same thing happened with Mark because we did something like that with Mark Soren too. No, we did like a little intro.
We did a
right?
little intro.
we
Yeah,
were like
yeah.
looking at his
Yeah.
change room and stuff.
Yeah, like whenever we go into that type of situation, I'm automatically inspired to just like
Do your best work.
not even necessarily my best. I always try to put my best foot forward, but the inspiration comes to just add something in. You know what I'm saying? Like when we were doing the Randy Rodney pod, like I'm looking and I'm just like, I'm looking back. I'm like, I could do a little pan here. Like I can put some sauce on. This doesn't have to just
Listen.
be a tripod
Yeah.
shot. Like let me put some sauce on this. You know what I'm saying? And like, I just felt the vibe and the place looks so good. Like although it wasn't completely finished, like the place is just done so well.
Yeah,
So I
Sharika
feel
did her
whenever
thing.
we're in that situation, we just gotta take advantage of it and just do the best we possibly can
100%,
to
bro.
up that level of production. Because even if one person notices it, for me, that's all it takes.
Yeah.
Just one person to say, "Yo, I see the difference." That's
Mhm.
That's all that matters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that type of comment gets you gassed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I still think about it every time I see Diego, like his little circle and stories. I think about, bro, this guy legit had the presence of mind to actually reach out and not just react with a fire emoji, but write a thoughtful comment like, "Hey, I'm happy to see the level of production that has
Yeah.
evolved
Yeah.
of the podcast."
hmm
That is a testament of artistry.
Most definitely. And on that point, shout out Ali, man.
Shout out to
our
Ali.
Editor Ali.
Editor.
Abderraouf,
Oof,
baby.
Abderraouf.
That guy's
Yo,
fire, man.
he be going crazy on the clips, you know. And one of the top moments we got to talk about, Charles Kirkendall.
Kirkendall.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's Kirkendall, not Kirkendall?
No, it's Kirkendall.
Bro, that's an African name, bro.
Very African name. Yeah,
how's this guy American?
He's African American.
No, but like, how's he U.S. American, dog? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
shout out Charles, man. Yeah.
But how's this guy not African?
He is African. Look at him judging his ass. Look at him, he caught his ass right in the moment.
Africans do, huh?
Yeah, but he's not.
The Africans in 2023.
Word.
Africans
See how he's
took
judging?
over 2023. So
what?
I see it. The pride
in being African.
Yes,
yeah.
I see.
Of
the
course,
pride flowing out of you right now. Like,
yeah,
it's okay,
of course,
fam. It's
bro.
Yeah.
No, he's African, and he's just born in America. You know
okay,
what
but
I'm
so that's what I meant, bro. What's his background? That's information.
We didn't get
But he's African, though.
He's African. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
sick.
Kirkendall. Yeah.
That's how you say his last name.
What was your point with him?
Ali.
Ali. So back to that. You know,
Kirkendall.
the way on a whim he caught that story and shaped it for social was A level.
Oh,
Bro.
So you're talking about the couple's story.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
that was.
So you guys didn't tell him to cut that. He just
I didn't
cut
tell
it.
him. He
Fire.
cut it. Exactly.
See, that's I always be talking about the editors.
He's a sniper.
I love that.
He's a sniper.
He's a first rounder.
Actually,
Listen.
watch the content. A lot of these editors out here, they don't watch the content.
Mhm.
They don't watch it in full.
Yep.
They don't go to see what's the best moments. What was a moment that would be great for a clip?
Mhm.
A lot of them don't do it. I have the experience because I'm an editor and I've dealt with these
Bums. Speak on it.
bro. Bare minimum editors, bare minimum boys.
Clock in, clock out.
Clock in, clock out. Let me just get this video done. Like, it's the worst. And now that you told me that, I love that, bro.
You even saw Cynthia's intro video. I showed you Cynthia's intro video, and you're like, yo, that's a triple double video.
You know what I'm
See,
saying?
the thing with Ali, bro, he sniper, triple double. He's a Jokic of editing.
You know what I'm saying? You can't teach that.
You can't teach
teach
that.
You can't tell him to put the sweating emoji, the sweating meme
Sweating.
on top of
You can't.
the explanation I'm having at that moment. You can't teach that.
You can't teach that, bro.
You know, so, and honestly, that really was a big lesson to me on patience, because we were going back and forth, and I'm like, yo, I am struggling with these editors, going back and forth, getting ghosted from editor to editor, people creating bum ass clips. That, bro, finding that editor took a minute, like 4 or 5 months to find that one editor.
I'm going through the same thing right now. I'm going through the same thing, man.
Yeah, it's a challenge, you know, and finding the editors that actually take that time makes a big difference, man. So that's a big lesson as an entrepreneur, you know, having that patience to find the right person versus just being, all right, let's just hire.
Bro, and I think that's organization, any organization. Like, your organization is based on the talent you have.
Yep.
How many all-stars are fielding the court for you?
Yeah. Yo, did you hear about the LinkedIn story?
Which one?
So
the founding story, or like it's like a recent one that happened?
So a recent one, the founder of LinkedIn had an interview.
Reid Hoffman.
Yeah. And he had a testimony where he was talking about how Facebook was valued at X billion and he was valued at Y billion, which was a lot lower. And he was like, yo, our products are similar. Matter of fact, mine is valued more because I'm targeting B2B companies. Mm-hmm. What's happening? But what he did is that he hired people quickly out of Paris. And people in Paris, they ain't working like people in America are. Mm-hmm. They're like, all right, my lunch break is at 12 and I'll see you at 2. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever their system is, which is not anywhere close to the American hustle. Mm-hmm. So when Mark Zuckerberg was iterating, that company was clicking, while LinkedIn was taking small strides to grow. And that's why you're seeing such dramatic changes. If you think about how much times Facebook has changed, to how much times LinkedIn has changed, it's like night and day, because the people in that company are operating at a slower pace than the people
So did they change the people in the company to get that pace up?
So
Because
what-
I think in
so-
the last year or so, LinkedIn has popped up way.
LinkedIn is addictive
more.
now.
LinkedIn is addictive now.
Yeah.
And what he was saying is that what had happened is because he had people from Paris, they started creating a culture within the company. So even though they were gone, the culture had remained the same.
Mhm.
So even though the people had left and the breaks and the amount of pace that they were working at
Yeah.
had already been established. So
Seeped into the culture.
exactly. So now it was hard to change because
Part
it
of
had
the
already been
fabric.
established.
Yeah.
You know?
Mhm.
So that was very interesting. That was a big learning lesson on my end.
Mhm.
You know?
That's a fire one.
Mhm.
That's why like the best GMs always recruit the best. Like you gotta go to like the crooks of the Yugoslavia gyms to find talent, bro. So how do you
Mm.
find those editors? There should be like a
Bro.
combine for editors.
Right?
I think even that still wouldn't work because then
They would jack.
exactly.
Mm.
It's like I'm having the absolute worst time finding skilled photographers, videographers, and editors. Like we've experienced it before,
Mhm.
where I've sent someone in to cover for me,
Yeah.
and
And you know the thing is, Chinelli's still bringing that up.
bro, Chinelli's still bringing it up. That's the worst possible thing. And you know what sucks too? The original conversation that we had, it from what you told me, it didn't seem that bad. It didn't seem that bad from the original conversation.
Yeah.
No,
The
no,
way
no.
you talked about it, it was
The
like,
way you
yeah,
talked
it
about
was
like,
all right.
he was okay. He was
Yeah.
good. Like he was. And then, bro, to find out the man, bro, listen.
Oh,
You know
we're
that-
spilling
you
the beans today.
You know the thing is,
we're spilling the beans. Listen, so
it's a year in review.
yes,
it's
so
a
I was
wrapped.
out- I was out one day. I couldn't do the pod that day, and
Because your
I
elbow.
sent somebody in to cover for me.
Mhm.
Now, this is a person who is skilled at what they do. I've seen what they do, and they can do it. And send this person in with the equipment. They have all the tools to succeed. All of the tools.
You're giving them the plays.
The plays are there.
Like just like cut to the corner, the layup is
Yeah,
there.
the layup is there.
Yeah.
It's literally a pick and roll.
Pick and roll.
Simple play. Give and go. Simple play.
Mm-hmm.
Dude shows up to the pod. I find out he's fallen asleep during the taping. Now, I've been in some boring podcasts. But since I started my company, you think I've ever fell asleep on the job? I don't
Huh?
even think I ever fell asleep in school, much less at work.
Yeah.
So dude fell asleep. Then come to find out, the guest that was on that show was out of focus the entire
And she's
show.
a big guest in the city.
Out of focus the entire show. As a cameraman, how is your subject?
Let it
out
out,
of
Isaac.
focus?
Let it out.
You understand for me
Yeah.
how embarrassing that is? Because I'm vouching for you. I know your work and I see your work. I'm vouching to my clients who also have clients. Worst possible look ever. And for me as a videographer, photographer, I realize just because someone's been doing it for a while doesn't mean that they can do what you do. I'm lucky where I've gotten the opportunity to shoot music videos, podcasts, commercials, recaps, weddings. I've done it all. So I know how to approach every situation. But what I learned from that is that these videographers, they don't be doing everything. They're in their lane. There's film guys, there's podcast guys, there's wedding guys, there's all these. No one's doing everything like me. And that's what I learned. So 2024,
Yeah.
if you're not a podcast shooter or a real estate shooter or a music video shooter, you will not be working with me because I'm the person that does everything. I can go into any single situation and execute 100%. I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's just a learning experience for me, just showing like not everybody can just do everything. Because really and truly, people just aren't really putting in the amount of work that I put in, that you guys have put in your podcasting and what you guys do. People aren't putting in the work like how we're doing it. People aren't shooting 5 podcasts in a day, Owen. We shot 5 podcasts yesterday. 5.
And I was on 3 of them
And
so
you
imagine-
were on 3 on camera.
on camera. Imagine the mental, like I gotta come be here for you, and also DC and Akil,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I gotta think, okay, you gotta be on, bro. So when I came back to the house yesterday, the thing. I'm like, yo, let me just get my prospecting list ready for tomorrow. So I'm on my computer. I was done. I'm like, I'm going to bed, bro. I deserve this rest because I've earned it. Sometimes I go to bed. I haven't earned anything. I'm like, let me just do this one activity now so I can feel
like I did something today.
Yeah, I earned this sleep. Like, it's like, yo, because when you think about it, there's another kid in Hong Kong, Australia, or here. They're up right now. They're kicking their ass. You know, I was comparing things to basketball all the time, but business is the greatest sport ever. 365, 24/7, no shot clock, no buzzer beater. Every single day that like the rent is due, like you earn your stripes, right? So you can't rest on your laurels. You can't, oh yeah, I closed a deal yesterday. Like, but what did you close today? That's my mindset. I'm like, okay, yo, if I'm gonna close a deal, if I know it takes 3 weeks to close a deal, I need to get the most targeted list I can that's gonna convert. So if I go to bed, I wake up tomorrow, I forgot that level of inspiration I had to get to that list. I'm like, okay, now I'm scrambling. Now I'm getting Slack pings. Now I gotta service this person. I'm out of my element. And imagine if I got that list ready and I caught that person at the right time. Because I've had those moments. I caught Lizelle at the right time. I caught Chanel at the right time, right?
All the clients are at the right time.
But a fraction late. It could be they got a call from a bad client. I call them like, hey, I'm not interested. Boom. So I always think about that. Life is all about the margins. And a lot of people always think that, oh man, I wish I did it. I wish it went like this. But sometimes if things don't go your way, this is how I have perspective. If I don't do it, I'm like, man, what if I had done this action? I went to this spot and something bad happened, right? And I look at that with everything. I'm like, oh, yo, this relationship didn't happen. But what if I got in that relationship and I went to a specific location and something catastrophic happened? So it's all about having perspective. But I always like designing life to my favor. That's going to yield me good outcomes.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that is like the level of like dedication we got to have. Like, yo, it's 8:00. It's still golden goose hours. Let's make something happen out of this hour.
Dedication, man. And like being, and figuring out if you're interested in something or if you're committed to something. I think that's been a conversation that definitely resonated with me this year. Interest versus commitment. Like, are you just interested in this thing? Or are you committed to actually making it work? Like for me personally, you guys know, I'd be like, all right, guys, I gotta leave out at 4:30. I gotta leave at 3:00 because I have another shoot. I gotta get in here at this time. We gotta be done at this time because I have another shoot. Like, I'm committed to this lifestyle, and it's been working. And it's simply because I'm committed. That's it. That's the only thing that keeps people calling. I haven't posted since September. I haven't posted on my Instagram September. And my frequency of posting, it's like when I post something on Instagram, someone DMs me, hey, come shoot this, right? I haven't posted since September. Do you think the work has stopped? No. Because my commitment is drawing people to me. It's just I still don't understand how people call me and like, hey, I saw you do this video for this person, I need you to come do this. I still don't get it. I don't push ads. I don't have no advertisements out. I don't have no Google ads out. My website is not something that when you type in photography, it comes up first, but people still call, and it's simply because my commitment. So just taking the opportunity now to say, anybody out there who's trying to pursue a passion, pursue a dream, figure out if you're really committed to this or if you're only interested. Because once you get committed and you put in that actual work, it's gonna work. It has to work out for you. 100%.
It has to work out.
1,000,000%. It has to work out. And everybody in this room right now is living proof of that. Yeah. So chase your dreams. Stop waiting. Every day you wait, somebody else is taking your place.
It's like, it's that Sun Tzu line, I would say, Art of War. Opportunities multiply as they're seized. You seize one thing at a highest degree, it multiplies. Bro, the thing is, everyone's always watching, right? At Chanel's office, that one person was watching. They're always watching, bro. You're walking on the street, like somewhere, you're like in a networking event, someone in that room we didn't speak to was looking at you.
Facts.
They're looking at the way you move. They're looking at the way you interact. Looking at your body language. They're, well, who is that guy? Oh, yeah, that is Uplift Media. Got it. Okay. Nice. People in bed. Let me look Uplift Media. Okay, who is... Oh, Hustle of Everything? Oh, Alex? Okay, let me look at Alex. Let me look at Owen. Oh, this is Owen? Oh, let me look at the post. Quality post. Quality post. Quality post. Oh, let me look at the podcast. This Owen guy's crazy. I like this Alex guy. Alex is talking shit. I like these guys. Oh, they have a production company? Oh, let me look at their work. Okay. I'm not going to take action. 2 months later, you got to follow. Hey, I actually saw you at an event. I'm, which event? Oh, the one at Adelaide and Queen. Oh, yeah. How you doing? Yeah, I was actually thinking I saw some of your work, but they've been studying you for months. They've been scouting you from afar.
It takes 7 times for people to see an ad, see content, not
exactly
content, to make a decision.
Yeah.
You know? So they could see it 7 times and not make any decision till they're at the point where they need to make that decision and then contact you.
Bro, I think that's even in everything in life, bro. Like, imagine like a guy scouting a chick, watching her stories all the time. Like, when is the perfect time to slide?
Yup.
Should I like this story? Okay, what's a strategic story to like?
Yeah, it's always going from the story into the messages.
To the messages. What's a good DM?
That's how you feel, eh?
Yeah. And then you're like, oh, yo, I've been there. How's the food? It's like, it was good. Oh, nice. Yo, maybe we should go together. Now you're in. But bro, that was 6 months of plotting.
Yeah, 6 months of plotting to get through the story. That's a
6 months of hunting.
Viewing, accumulating data, bro.
Facts.
Data mining, man.
Word. I remember from 6 months ago, you posted on your story that XYZ.
Like,
oh my God,
you
remember
that? Honestly, yeah.
Green flag.
Yeah.
That's one thing we should leave in 2023,
The flags?
Let's leave the flags in 2023, 2024. Because this is the thing. We all have red flags and we all have green flags. It's a fact. Okay? I have red flags. My red flag is I'm not texting you ever.
Never.
I will not text you.
You text
if you expect a text conversation from me, it will never happen. Red flag.
So you text words?
Bro, 1 word.
You know what's the most disrespectful text back?
Or
you know,
I text call me.
Or my mom, like, she sends me the thumbs up, right? I'm like,
thumbs up reaction.
So you say some big paragraph and then you're like,
Thumbs up.
Only moms can hit us with that
heart-wrenching,
heart-wrenching thumbs up. Where it's like,
damn.
I love you, mom. I love you.
Yeah. Or like a K with a dot.
Yeah.
They don't even understand how disrespectful the K is, but they still send it.
K. I'm like,
they don't understand how disrespectful the K is.
That's so rude, bro.
Very rude. Very rude.
The K is grounds for me to never talk to you again.
Yeah.
If you K me, I promise you I'll never talk to you again.
And if a girl gives you like a space period, you know you're in trouble.
Space period?
Space period.
You're done.
You're done. You don't know what space period?
What does it look like optically?
If you have sentence, space period.
That means they're saying,
got your ass.
Oh, yeah, that's 10 push-ups.
That's 10 push-ups, my guy.
That's 10 push-ups.
Look at it. He's trying to get out of it. He's trying to think of an excuse. You're caught.
I was processing.
Yes, you were.
Hey, like, access denied.
Nah.
I'm like an IBM computer when you start it up.
Yeah.
It just, and then it just shuts down. That was my brain right there.
All right. So we got on a side tangent. Speaking of, top moments of the 2023, what was your most notable moments of the year? I have a few here.
For the pod?
For the pod. No, not for the pod. Overall, in the echelon of the year, or, the internet space, what's been the top moments of the year for you?
Top moments for the year for me. I think it's not really, it's more of like everything is, I've always been a conspiracy guy and getting into my conspiracy bag. All these aliens are just popping out of nowhere, right? All these alien sightings. People are opening their back doors to their backyard and they're seeing creatures in the back. People are seeing flying saucers up in the sky, right? So the aliens are coming. So it's more of just the alien UFO hysteria was one of those things that was a top moment for me, because it's more of like, eggs in your faces, scrambled because I'm right. Because I've been saying this for so a long time. So that was that. There's so many other top moments, man, that happen, like sports wise, culture wise, like for example, EYL events and stuff like that. I think when a top moment for me was like I got humbled real bad.
Oh yeah.
Right. So
that was hilarious.
So I met the EYL guys at when they came here initially for their conference.
Mm-hmm.
Then they came back again to do a little like what was a finance chat thing they had?
Yeah, they had a meet and greet type of thing.
Meet and greet or whatever. So we go there at on Berkeley Street right here, the event space. And at the after party in the previous event, I had met Rashad and I thought he remembered me because we chatted about hustle over everything. Isaac was there, with Courtney and I just standing there. We were chatting to Rashad. So I'm like, all right, this guy remembers me, right? So So August rolls around. They're back in the city doing their thing. And we're doing the thing outside. It's just I'm talking to the fans. And you're like, bro, we should actually make some content. I'm like, you know what, Al? That's a great idea. So we're like priming and timing to get these guys right. How are we going to corner them? How are we going to ask them questions? So we got our boy Kyle, got the cameras. We got the mics on our phones. Let's do it. So Rashad is walking. And it wasn't until you reminded me what he said, right? And I'm like, yo, Rashad. And then it's just like, he looks at me, doesn't say anything. I was like, yo, Rashad, it's me. He doesn't say anything. Yo, hustle over everything. He goes, thank you. Bro, thank you, bro. That was so, I was kind of like, oh, wow, okay, he doesn't remember me. But, looking back now, I can laugh about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a favorite moment.
I think that was T.I. part 2.
Yo, T.I.
Yo, T.I.
Yo, T.I. T.I. Man was screaming the man's name.
Scream out in,
yo, chill.
Yo, hustle over everything.
Hustle over everything.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
Hustle over everything for real. I love that.
Thank you. We're out in what's that nightclub called? The strip joint? Something Magic City.
Yeah.
Magic City parking lot, bro.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, speak to what you're saying, bro. It was a hilarious moment. That was a big lesson. Stay ready so you ain't gonna get ready.
Nice.
That was a big lesson. That like, if you had really been like, all right, this is happening. Let's come prepared. Let's have all the cameras, all our gear, and like be ready to interview for real. So like we're like staples and like that would have been different because we bummed it to be keeping a buck off our phones.
But I mean,
that's how they started. So,
but at the same time too, right? There's also like different. If we go there with the intention of mingling and having the intent of networking,
yeah.
So it's kind of like, okay, if every event with someone there, you gotta just be having some discretion on when to bring cameras and when not to bring cameras. Like when are you actually being there for being at the event, and when are you there to actually make content? Because although everything is content, not everything has to be content. But the content was favorable because actually we got some good content with specifically Troy,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
19, and Rashad also. Rashad was Rashad, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Troy was Troy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think that was a lesson on being prepared, and I'd also say it's a lesson on creating the atmosphere for the interview. So I feel like if you had maybe spoken to Rashad a little bit more and give him like more context to who we are, it could have helped that little interview session that we had. Because with Troy, what made the difference is we had 180 episodes or 100 and whatever episodes, and he was like, "Oh, y'all legit. All right, cool. Let me give y'all some sauce." Versus with Rashad, we didn't have that conversation, so kind of like he's like, "Who are these guys?" You know what I'm saying? So it kind of affected.
Yeah, but I thought Rashad would remember my face, bro. To be honest with you,
but he didn't.
No, I'm sorry to break it to you.
So sorry to break it to you. You know what I'm saying? And I warned you too. I warned you too.
Like, he's not gonna remember you. He's not gonna remember you, bro.
No yeah. I suffered that the hard way too. When I was blogging years ago, and I was like, "Oh yeah, what's going on, bro? Remember me from?" Nah.
Hell no.
Nah.
No.
No.
All right. What about you, Isaac? What was some of the top memories over the year?
Top memories over the year. First of all, just starting with you guys this year. I know I shot with you guys originally last year, but when you guys gave me that call, I didn't know that we'd be working this much together. Like me and owner just saying, it's like, bro, we see each other. It's like we're colleagues for real. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm like, Isaac, I see your lunch. I see your lunch in the fridge, bro.
You know, the way we see each other, and it's just a testament to both of us, like all of us, where it's like, the more we see each other, that means the more money we're making for real. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just a fact. So if we started off seeing each other once a week, and then now it's like, all right, I'm seeing this guy every day.
Seeing 3 times like midweek.
Yeah, 3 times, middle of the week. You guys are the people that I'm working with a lot of the time. It's just a testament to how great this year has been. So for me, just in general, just starting with you guys for me is just going to be the most prominent point for me of the year. In terms of the podcast, I think the best time was when Marlon Palmer called me out because we were talking about, or I had said that to me, Lauryn Hill is not a legend. And
yeah, that was blasphemous.
It's blasphemous, but it's just because I'm a hater. I think that she abandoned the game. You know, she still performs to this day, but just like she said the other day, she shows up late. We should all be we're all lucky that she even pops up to these concerts. Like, yeah, guys, that's your legend. But that was a great moment.
So she doesn't respect the game.
That's to me, but that was a great moment because I wasn't expecting Marlon to really call me out. Like, he got kind of affected. Like, he got like heated.
Yeah, he was like,
for a
"Oh,
second.
what the hell?"
You know, it's funny because he had an event. It was like a Vibes Cartel versus Movado event. And I saw him at the door, and I didn't say anything to him because I'm just not that type of guy. If I ever met you before, like, I'm not going to come up to you like, hey, you remember me? Like, I shot that one podcast you were on. Like, that's weird to me. But he saw me and he noticed me, right? And he dapped me. Like, he looked at me, stretched out his hand, dapped me like, and then hops on stage and plays
Lord,
Bro, I feel like, and if he didn't do it in spite of me, then that's obviously just me, alcohol touching me thinking a little bit more. But I truly felt like he did that. Bro, he was so extra. Like, he's like, he played the song and he's like, run it again, like, pull it up. He's playing this Lauryn Hill, like, going crazy. I'm just like,
shut up, Marlon.
Yeah, chill. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he was trolling me a little bit, but
that's funny.
that was a great moment for me.
Hey, shout out to Marlon. You know, they just had their first live podcast. You know what I'm saying? So that was dope. Shout out to them, You know, shout out to Extra Gravy. All right, so for me, to wrap up this segment, I think one of my top memories pod-wise, I'm gonna say Collision was a hell of a memory, bro. Bro, going from Oshawa to Collision, and the way we made shit happen, just made it work. You know, we had to finesse it, but we finessed it and made it happen. You know, it's one of those ones where we just had to like push through and make things happen. So yeah, Collision was a good one where we just
you have to figure it out.
Just
make it happen.
Make it happen.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, that was just one of those where you had to just keep pushing throughout. So, and what was dope about Collision though was that the recognition we got. You know, like we were there and the people were like, "Yo, I see you from Hustle of Everything."
People come dap you up and you're like, "Wow, I'm famous." I'm Toronto famous.
There was a time where we bumped into somebody and yo, Hustle of Everything, what's going on? And then as we were bumping into them, another person came up and was like, yo, Hustle of Everything. So like, whoa, this is different.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So this year was the first year where we started getting recognized for.
Even you got recognized at lunch. Right?
Yep, at a restaurant.
Yeah.
I'm out eating with my boy, and somebody's like, yo, I just want to come hail you up for the content, man. Good shit. You know, and then I'm out in the club, not in the club, but
at a bar,
like the Get Fresh party, what was it again? It was a just like I think a government sponsored, you know, day party. Yeah, and yeah, I was in line waiting to get in like a bum. and someone's like, yo, I see your content, bro. Shout out to you, yeah. You know, and I was like, dope. Like guys are actually respecting and showing love, which was different, you know, because guys, here's the thing. Guys don't show love online. They show love in person.
In person.
Girls show love online and usually don't show love in person.
Yeah,
or they do, but they come up to you in person. You know, they do
Yeah.
both, actually. Girls do both.
So
Guys
showing
don't
love
as
is
much.
feminine online. That's like
I
feminine
think
behavior.
so. That's what it is.
I think it's feminine
Showing
behavior.
love online is feminine for
Imagine
guys.
commenting on a guy's pic like, yo, sick fit.
Sick
I'm
fit,
like,
yeah.
like, dude, chill. It's very
gay. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, man. Like I think that might be what it is. Because in person, guys will hail you up, but online, it's kind of like, I'm gonna comment on this thing. I'm gonna comment on this guy's post.
I commented on my boy's post the other day, right? He actually said he got to 1 million streams on Spotify. Jay Glavani.
Okay.
So it's like, yo, 1 million. I think was it 1 million or 100K 100K monthly listeners. I was like, yo, man, big shit. I'm proud of you. I actually made sure to say I'm proud of you, right? Instead of stop commenting emojis like fire, fire, fire. I'm like, no, bro, I'm proud of you. Because I remember Jay, when he was starting out, you know, it was like during the Ryerson days. So to see him like put one record after one record, and even when I heard his first record, I was like, man, this is sick. And I loved it. And I knew right then and there, this guy was destined to making an impact in music. Same thing in sports. You know, I always kind of have that analogy. You see one player do one little move and you can tell like they have it. I just knew Jay has it. So to see him do what he's doing right now, I'm extremely proud of him. So yeah, that's some good stuff, man.
True. That was definitely, shout out to Jay Galvani. Let me ask you something. What do you want to see more in the pod, yo? Isaac, what about you? As you think, Owen, what do you want to see more in the pod?
I think for me, I want to see more of like kind of what we were talking about before, where with the entrepreneurs and people like that you guys are speaking to, I think just to make a concerted effort to show people what these people are doing, because I think that's why Zubin stood out so much, because like you can see the cars. So what he's saying is not bullshit. It's proof right there.
You can't argue it.
You cannot argue it at all. So I think in the coming year, definitely with the CEOs and the people that you're bringing, rather than bringing them into our space,
we go to them.
So that everybody that's listening to the content to kind of get that inspiration can actually see the proof. I think proof is important. Out of sight, out of mind is a real thing. Seeing it to believe it is a real thing. You know what I mean? People don't necessarily have faith. And when we're putting out content, especially something that's a visual piece of content, audible piece of content, it's great to be able to prove what these people are doing. So definitely 2024, I think more proof of the concept would be amazing for the podcast. And I think that will take the podcast to the next level.
Yeah, I think we're doing the right things in terms of the podcast. I think what we need to do different is like restructuring the way the content is formatted. For example, what I said earlier, how we approach the conversation, shock value in the beginning. It could be soft shock value, but something that just gets the juices rolling. I think you try to do that with the icebreaker and everything, but something that gets the person actually talking about something that they care about. More clips, I think, as well too would help. On top of what Isaac is saying, on location, on site, and doing things that resonate with people, right? I think one thing that Isaac brought up to me yesterday was that a lot of people want to feel relatable content. So, for example, these interviews, we're talking about, interviews are kind of like a dying kind of format. What's a new format you can really bring about that gets people rolling?
Interviews are a dying format? I don't think so. You said that? I think so, Isaac?
Yeah, I think that.
Hold on. Before you go.
Yeah, my bad.
Unscrew that bolt right there at the bottom. That's what's making that right there. Yep.
That's why it's dropping over.
Mm-hmm.
And then just push it down.
Let's push it up. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Small.
There it is.
You're talented.
You're loyal.
Hey, get yourself a car.
Get yourself a car.
Yeah.
Get yourself a ring. Yeah, I was mentioning that I think that the interview style is dying, and it's just because people are running out of people to interview.
This is, bro, you're such a Joe Budden fan. This is what Joe Budden says. So it's,
But I agree with him.
Bro,
Okay,
you
listen.
listen to Joe too much from JDP,
No.
bro.
Listen,
Flag on the play,
I
bro.
actually no. It's something that I felt before he said that.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes listening to things kind of confirms things for you. So when he actually came out and said that, I was like, shit, like, because I stopped listening to Drink Champs. Maybe after the Kanye interview, I stopped listening to Drink Champs. Because it's just like, bro, when I first started listening to Drink Champs, it's because he's bringing on guests that I know their name, but I do not know their story.
Mm-hmm.
And they're telling these stories that are so like, I'm stopping the pod and I'm gonna go typing the song that they're talking about so I can get the context and I'm gonna go back to the pod to then listen to the story because now I understand the context because now I've seen the video and I know what they're talking about. Like, it makes it so interesting. And I think that they really, it's now to the point where the people that are left to interview, they don't have no stories like that. It's like, I don't need to listen to the same story over and over and over again. I want to hear something that impacts history. I feel like, especially with something like a Drink Champs, it's like that was a history lesson for me every single time I listened to it. And for me, I don't watch TV. I don't watch movies. Like, I have a couple shows that I watch, but I watch them twice a month. And the reason why is because I seek knowledge. I try as much as I possibly can where that everything that I'm taking in is giving me some sort of knowledge. The only thing that I listen to that's more free form is the JBP.
Mm.
But even with their format, they started with 3 people. When those 3 people became uninterested, he turned it up to 6 people on a pod. And I realized the value in that to me is the fact that you can hear different perspectives around the room and you don't need a guest to entrench you in the conversation. Mm-hmm. You're just listening to 6 different perspectives and then it builds a convo. And I love that with JBP. I love that with Gil's Arena. There's a bunch of pods that have a bunch of people on it. And I love that concept of it because it's like I get to hear this. It's the same conversation, but all the different opinions about it. And even if 2 people agree, there's still going to be a little bit of a difference. So I do think that the interview format is dying because these people are running out of people to interview. Now in hustle over everything situation, it's different. I don't think that will ever die because what you guys are providing is knowledge for people who are looking to enter something that they have no idea about. So as long as you're bringing in people that can provide that knowledge, it's never going to die. But I think when it comes to interviewing celebrities, they've all already done so many podcasts. The blogs are already all over their lives. Like, what else do we need to know? And that's why I think the interview form of podcasts are dying.
Yeah.
Got you. No, you put that in a great way. Yeah. The people that are going from 0 to 4, there's an infinite amount of people that can speak to them. But the celebrities that are at 10 and 9, there's a few select amount of people that are there. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to get them to speak for one. Mm-hmm. When they do speak, there's already so much information around them. So it's like,
what else you have to say?
It's redundant.
What else you have to offer?
That's why people are going to Kai Cenat. Because it's not even an interview. You see, Nicki Minaj just went to Kai Cenat. That's not an interview. It's seeing Nicki in a different light. We don't get to see Nicki with a regular basic webcam.
Yeah.
We don't get to see what her body really looks like. What her face really looks like.
Is she paying?
She looked fire.
Sheesh. So,
I'm not a fan of the whole BBL thing. Like, I'm just not a fan.
I don't like BBLs
I don't
either.
like it. I just think...
You guys like Christian BBLs?
Christian BBLs?
Yeah.
Christian BBL.
Christian BBL.
Like religion Christian.
Christian, y'all ever heard
like
of
Christian, like a Christian Dior BBL? Like it's like
what
a
is
Christian.
What is that?
It's a real... Yo, listen. So this a girl posted online that she's getting a Christian BBL. And it's put all the girls in the storm. It's a whole thing, bro.
Christian BBL.
A Christian
So it's a
BBL.
holy BBL.
Holy BBL.
touched by
The
God.
Holy Bible.
You know what I'm
Okay?
saying? Manna.
It's been baptized. The chemicals are baptized.
Oh my gosh. But no. Honestly though, it was just some BS that what a girl was trying to get buzz around. So she used the term Christian BBL because she's Christian and she's in that Christian niche online, trying to build the audience up, but she wants to get a BBL. So she's dabbling in the two audiences between the Atlanta aesthetic girl, you know what girl I'm talking
But
about,
Christian.
and the Christian girl. So
What's
she's
up?
like,
That can't go on.
Dog.
like
That's what we,
no, that kids.
that's what we gotta leave behind in 2023, man.
BBLs?
Not BBLs, bro, but you know these terms that just
All the terms?
all the terms,
Yeah,
bro.
let's
Like
leave terms
they're
in
just
2023.
just take over the social contagion. I think that's the best way to put it.
Contagion.
The
you know,
social
feel me?
contagion.
The
Like
thought bubble.
standing on business, right? Like where did this thing start?
Misogyny.
Misogyny.
Oh, the worst one of all.
Which one?
Gaslighting.
Gaslighting.
Because everybody's using gaslighting in the wrong term. And I'm not gonna be the one to explain it. You go search up the definition of gaslighting and you'll understand that a lot of people that use the term are using it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, go do your own research. But yeah, let's leave the terms in 2023.
Like cap. You know, sometimes I look at these
I
words.
fought that so hard.
I'm like, what do
I
you
still
mean?
to this day, I don't think I've ever used that
Cap.
term.
I like
Me
cap.
either.
I'm sorry, I like cap.
Or,
like
or,
that.
or it's giving.
It's
Dog,
gi-
it's
oh,
giving, bro.
It's giving can
It's
die
giving.
today.
It's giving, bro. It's
giving
giving.
sassy.
Sassy.
Yo.
It's giving. What's that? Al, you even got caught yourself saying it's giving
The
because
other
of your
day,
ex-missus
man.
saying it's giving.
Yeah,
You
bro.
got caught up in that, bro?
But the other day,
It's coming out saying it's giving rain.
Sad day.
yeah, this guy's shitting on my whole story, bro. Damn.
It's all good. You'll tell him.
Yeah,
Tell him.
man. The other day, I was
Alex boy, tell him.
because I was around certain someone for a very long time. I walk outside and I look up and I'm like, it's giving rain, and I'm like, oh my god,
Oh my god.
oh,
You
shit
should
me
you
down.
should gone back
You
in your
said
house
that,
and
bro?
locked
I
yourself
said that to
up.
myself, and I was
You
like,
should have went straight to church.
Straight to church.
You need some prayer.
Cleanse
after
yourself.
that one.
Cleanse
You know
your
what I'm
brain.
saying?
yourself, brother.
I need
Cleanse
to fast.
Yeah.
I
You
said
know
it's
what I'm
giving
saying?
But
rain.
it's giving rain, dog.
It's giving rain. I'm like,
Bro, what is who starts these terms, man?
I don't know.
Listen.
It's TikTok.
Standing on business.
The gay
It's TikTok.
community. A lot of times, there's different communities. You know what it is? It's the internet thought bubble that this permeates through culture.
It's disgusting.
That's not going anywhere.
I'm repulsed.
Like,
we gotta leave these terms behind, bro. When can we get back to speaking proper English?
because the proper English is proper English. There's always going to be slang, and then slang is influenced by the internet.
I think the thing is, bro. I don't think I'm mad about the words. I think it's really scary how one word just overtakes everyone, and we all start saying it in a way that we don't even consider what it is. So is it a matter of fitting in, or is it a matter of like we actually love using these words? Because we can start a word tomorrow, and then it becomes a part of the vernacular.
The vernacular, yeah.
Remember they try to get it's fetch, but I heard that back in the old days in the 90s, they're trying to come up with words. It's
Dating
so
yourself.
fetch. It's so fetch, but it never took over.
From Mean Girls.
Mean Girls, it's fetch.
It's
Yeah,
fetch.
It's fetch. Look at us three black guys knowing the Mean Girls. Who would have thought? Who would have thunk it?
Alex Witter, that means we're cultured.
You know what I'm saying?
Got the culture.
And for the culture?
Speaking about culture, you see how Gary Vee, bro, I never hear about this man anymore, bro.
Because the investment culture is dead.
No, because he's moved on from black culture.
He's moved on from black culture?
Yeah.
That's a bold statement,
It's
bro.
even
How
worse
did
than what I
he
said.
move on from black culture?
Because I think, well, first off, I think black culture kind of got like hip to Gary Vee, but there's some people who mess with him. Like he was just on Wallow and Gilly's. Well, not really Wallow and Gilly, but he was on their channel with Where's Wallow. He just interviewed Gary Vee.
Recently?
Recently, yeah. Within the last few weeks.
Did you watch that?
I watched some of it. What it is that he's redundant, like he has a specific thing that he talks about. So once after that, he's not an artist.
Once you get motivated,
So
like
this-
I can't get any motivated.
Yeah.
Same thing I said with the interviews, where it's like once you said it, it's like what more can you really
Exactly. You can't really go back to the well with Gary.
say? But people use black culture to pop off.
For
Because
sure.
black culture makes things pop. It doesn't matter if you're white, black, Asian, brown, Indian, whatever. If you touch the black people first, you will pop worldwide. Then you can go off and do whatever the hell you want to do. We have so many examples of it. Doja Cat You have so many examples of it.
Doja
People-
Cat still comes back. Yeah.
sometimes.
She's on tour with Ice Spice right now.
That's a label thing. It's not necessarily her decision to say, I'm going to do this
Yo,
tour
how did
with
these
Ice
artists
Spice.
even emerge, bro? Like
The
so-
labels, bro. If you think about it, all the prominent
Ice
people that we
Spice.
see on the planet, all the celebrities that we see every day, they were chosen by
To pop.
somebody. It wasn't talent that, like, some people was talent that outweighed everything. So it's like, okay, forget.
Like you're
They're
too
gonna
good
pop.
to be kept
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
secret.
you're
Yeah.
too good. You're gonna pop.
Yeah.
But you're at the end of the day, you're chosen. And we have
No,
so
no.
many examples of the people who are like, they're popping, but they're not all the way there. And we always ask, why aren't they here? Like, this person raps way better than Drake. Why aren't they here? It's because they weren't chosen. LeBron James,
It's chosen one.
chosen one. He even claims it. He was the chosen one. We all know a baller somewhere in the hood or in
Who
jail.
can hoop as good
who's
as LeBron?
Crazier hooper than Broad. I seen a man one time, bro, do a 360 windmill off vert. Doesn't even play ball every day. Doesn't practice every day. Smokes bare weed. Super hood man, like in and out of jail,
But I can hoop.
bro. Off vertical,
That's
360
insane,
windmill
dog. Off vert.
off vert. Like literally dress clothes, jeans. Yo, I give me the ball. Pass him the ball. Off vert, right under the rib. Boom. I've seen that, bro.
That doesn't make him better than LeBron, though.
No, I'm saying that imagine with his talent, if he put in the amount of work that Braun did, he could be better than Braun.
I mean, possibly.
He has the height, he has the strength, he has everything.
Yeah.
He's in the streets.
Yeah.
So we all know somebody that could be here, but they just weren't chosen to be here. Everybody that we see was chosen. All the artists that we see,
Yeah.
they're chosen.
So you know you're popping, man. You're trending.
You're trending.
Word. That was a big thing of 2023. You know, seeing the YouTubers get canceled.
Yes.
You know, Just Pearly Things canceled.
Everybody
She's
get
canceled?
Yeah, she's demonetized.
Yeah, she disappeared.
Yeah, and like her whole company disappeared on her. You know what I'm saying? Because
At
she
least
was.
she made the bread though.
I mean, she was already rich. Like she was
She
already.
came for money, right?
Yeah.
But she got richer.
How about those other guys though? The guys that who kept bringing on like
the
black,
Miami
like black
dudes?
women.
Fresh and
were-
Fit.
Yeah, those guys. They're
Yeah,
demonetized too.
They're demonetized too. Yeah. YouTube came after them. You know, for sure.
As
And
long as they got
deserve
the
it.
bag, bro. Like that's it. Like you came, you saw, you conquered, you move on.
They're on Rumble now. You know.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
cancel
bro.
culture is real, man.
Rumble, the best platform. How do you feel about that, Alex?
The best platform,
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
say so.
See where Owen's trying to go.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. I think that was a funny thing though, seeing them get canceled. All right, so what was your top like moments in the culture so far?
Huh.
This year,
Yeah. I got a few to start off. Montgomery Ball.
Oh
this guy-
yeah.
this guy took my top, bro.
Dog. Yo. I'll let you start it off. I'll chime in too because that was like some fuckery, bro. That happened like that.
It was amazing seeing the guy swim over and like
Yeah.
this there was the story of it was amazing. Like it was cinema at its
The
finest.
song,
The song,
like shout out to bro that can swim, Montgomery Brawl.
Brawl.
Shout out to bro with the chair, Montgomery
Montgomery
Brawl.
Brawl.
Everybody
Versus
that was
whites.
there, Montgomery Brawl.
Word.
Threw the hat off at the start,
Montgomery Brawl.
Man, shout out to the guard, Montgomery Brawl.
That was
I haven't heard
fire.
that track.
You ever heard the
heard
Montgomery
the
Brawl
track?
I
track?
haven't heard the track yet.
Oh my
Bruh.
gosh, bro.
Bruh.
It's
Yeah.
fire. It's a
Shoot
leap.
fire.
Should we take a second? Take a quick pause. I'll
All
play the
right,
song
take a
for you.
pause. play
No,
the
actually,
track.
I actually want to play it on road back home.
Oh yeah, when
Actually,
we're packing up,
I wanna
when we're packing
appreciate
up,
We're
we'll
packing
watch
up?
it.
Yeah,
We're packing up. We're
Yeah,
play
because
it.
I'm enjoying the discourse so far. So like I don't want to.
Nah, that was the best, bro. Like just the breakdown of that video alone and all the content that came around it. It's like, to be honest, I think with black people specifically, like we really make fun of our trauma so much. You know, 2023 really made me see how much black people make fun of their trauma. Like, this is a horrible racist thing that's happening. And the most that we do, like, obviously, you know, things turned out well for the people that were involved in it, the black people that were involved in it. But, you know, I think it's so amazing to be black. Bro, we're lucky to be black. The fact that we can go through the worst and still have so much fun with it I think it's a blessing.
Isaac, would you have gotten in the beef? Would you have fought?
I would have been the guy swimming.
You'd have fought. You would have swam across the.
I would have swam across the lake.
Little pond or whatever.
Did exactly what he did. Hop out like Aquaman. And
Bro,
body slam.
Of
But think
course
about
you
it.
would.
You're drenched in your clothes. How do you even have the athleticism with all that? That's at least like 8 pounds of weight on you.
Bro, he had the strength of all the black people that came
strength.
before him.
You know what I'm saying?
Strength
Of the
of the
ancestors.
Of the ancestors.
The Black Panther.
He did the Black Panther when he goes and sees his dad.
Yeah.
He was there first and then snapped out of it. He's like, yeah. Jumped in
Bro.
the water, boom. Like,
I knew Forrest Whitaker in that movie was about to say some crazy shit when he says like the strength of the. I was like, here we go.
That was
I knew
horrible.
this man was gonna say some shit like that.
Most definitely. Honestly, I feel like I would have been the guys in the boat that like was the boat dogs. And they all came running.
You would've scrapped?
I would have been one of the guys in the group.
I can see you
You know?
scrapping, bro.
No, you know what it was? When I saw the man skipping, I'm like, that's me right there. I love a good skip to the fight, you know? That would have been me skipping.
Dog, bro.
shout out to the
sure.
security guard who
Great.
threw his hat, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he started the show. Like, he channeled the ancestors. He channeled black people.
He
The
channeled
man did the
energy.
Bobby Shmurda first.
About a week
You know what I'm saying? About a
ago.
week ago, dashed the hat. Both of their hats met somewhere in space. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was just
Yup.
a black history moment right there. You know
Black
what I mean?
heritage moment.
You feel me? That's a fact. That's a fact. All right.
What are the moments you got out? Because I think you got a good list there going on. I like.
Yes, indeed. We got Keith Lee.
Oh yes, he's wreaking havoc.
What's that? What's that energy you're showing?
Honestly, man, I don't know if I rock with Keith Lee all the way.
Why not?
And I know it's not the popular opinion. I know everyone loves Keith Lee, but it's like, for me, bro, I really cook and I know how to cook for real. Like, I really could have been a chef, and to this day I make fire food. Y'all will see at my barbecue next year, but I think that you should know food to critique food. The same way athletes get upset at sports analysts because they've never played the game, I think that's the same way food critics and anybody who is a critique of something should be treated. Like, not to bring up the JBP again, but this guy's a rapper. He can critique music. He knows music. Regardless of what he did in his career.
Pedigree.
He has pedigree. He knows how to write. He knows how to make a song. So he can critique music. All the rappers out there that critique music, they have the right to do that. And Keith Lee, from my knowledge, he was an MMA fighter or doing some type of thing with MMA. And then he decided, you know what? I'm going to do this food thing. Now, shout out to him for actually pursuing his dream. What he did is amazing. And that's what everybody should do. So the example of Keith Lee is great. But I do still think that he should have some type of knowledge about food to be the critique of it. Now, I can't say I don't like him, though, because he does help out businesses. Like, he puts out a video. That lineup is across the street, out the door, around the block. Like, he really supports these businesses. So that part of it is great. But I just think that you should have some type of pedigree in what you're doing in order to critique it. That's my opinion.
Well, I think, that's an interesting take, and I do agree with where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I just believe that the average consumer needs to hear from the average consumer. Because if you look at the expert person who's critiquing, let's say it's a Gordon Ramsay, maybe not at that level, but they have some, background in critiquing food because maybe they went to culinary school or something. Like, they know the different palates. But this is the average guy going to the average store and giving their take. And if you look at the way he does it, he gets someone to go in and then he comments on the food.
Yeah.
So the way you can comment on Domino's, I can say Domino's because this is a worldwide establishment right now.
Yeah.
They're a public company. You're like, yo, these wings suck. So if I hear that from Isaac, I'm like, yo, okay. I like Isaac. I know Isaac. He knows good food. He knows what's good chicken and what's bad chicken. I'm going to take that feedback from Isaac and actually go back to Domino's and maybe order something else. So I think the average fan, the average consumer of like a chicken spot or a Jamaican joint, if I live locally and you are giving in-depth review of service, food, everything that business is doing, I'm gonna take it with like not with a grain of salt, but I'm actually I'm gonna factor that into my decision and whether I should patron that place. So I think he's doing well. It's just like he's caught a lot of the thing about black people, man. We don't like being critiqued from other black people because we think like everything is about bringing each other down. Like I think we feel like we're beyond reproach, and I don't think that's good. So if you are having bad service, bad customer service, the same way anyone can comment on a Yelp or a Google review, take it from your own people. They say, yo, you need to be better. Don't be so up in arms about it. Oh, yo, you're turning down black business. I'm like, yo, I'm helping you get better because it's this kind of behavior that if it doesn't get sorted out, we're going to be in the same spot.
Yeah.
Al, what's your take on it?
No, actually, I agree with you, Owen, and Isaac, I disagree with you, bro. I think there's a perfect space for Keith Lee. What he's doing for the community is amazing. As someone that's a marketer, this is like a marketer's dream to have someone like Keith Lee be able to review and give an organic, real review of a business. That's the dream. People pay thousands upon thousands of dollars to get that, and he's charging that because he knows his value. Yeah. So I think he's definitely valid for doing what he does and is a blessing to the community.
Imagine you get the perfect storm. Like you are that business that has a clean store, staff is on point, good food, prompt, good service, and you don't know Keith Lee's coming, and you're waiting for that moment to, it's like, musician waits for like a Jay-Z to like recognize their sample. Like when J. Cole got noticed, lights, let's fade, turn off the lights. That is your moment, Keith Lee coming and like reviewing your food, and you're off. You've been struggling, you're still hanging on, but you still remain true to the actual culinary art of the food. And now you get that blessing from Keith, and you didn't even ask for it. You deserve it. So it's just like a moment of like, it's a testament that you gotta be ready. What's that? You
gotta stay ready.
Stay ready, so you don't have to get ready.
That's exactly it, man. So, even like Ocho Cinco, giving hate,
and Shannon,
on
I
the
think he
nightcap.
spoke a little bit too quick. Like he spoke without kind of knowing
what he does.
What he does.
That side of things, I cannot hate on Keith Lee. On that side of things, where he's really supporting these black businesses, especially, I can't hate on that at all. Like what he does, like that's amazing. But again, I just think that in order to critique something, you guys have to have some type of knowledge about it. Like there's been too many times where I've seen him say like, oh, I've never had this before. Like, but it's like, how can you say if something's good or not if you've never had it?
Because it tastes good to him.
No, but that means the first time you have it, right? Like the first time you have it, if you don't like it, you don't like it. But you have nothing to compare it to. It's like what I was talking about with you guys being able to look at the episodes that you've done and come with this recap and say, you know what? I think based off of what we've done before and what I see work, like we can take this and do this. That's only because you've done it 180 odd times. You wouldn't be able to have that same critique if this was episode 10.
Yes and no.
You understand?
Because he's been eating his whole life. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, the man's got... Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Okay, look at this now. I'm going to give you an example. Recently, he went to New York. And this is the new uproar about Keith Lee. He went to New York and got a salmon chopped cheese. That's foul. Now, as a food critic, you should know if you're going to New York...
I'm just looking up a video, so if you hear a noise,
that's all
you've
good.
been warned.
You're going to New York... And you're getting
you can turn your volume down. What the heck?
No, you don't.
He's trying to defend himself from the
push-ups. Exactly, for the push-ups. You think you slick. You ain't slick. Go to the video. Go ahead.
Bro.
No, it's about Keith Lee, dog. It's about Keith Lee.
It's okay, but you can turn your volume down.
I was turning down mine in case TikTok. See, I turned it down. TikTok has ideas. TikTok has ideas, bro.
You're at 20.
TikTok has ideas, bro.
But yeah, what I was saying is, so Keith Lee recently went to New York and had a chopped cheese. It was a salmon chopped cheese. Now, if you were really into food, you would know that in New York, you are not supposed to get a salmon chopped cheese. And that's just a fact. So it's like small things like that. It's like, where is your credibility?
But people suggested it to him.
No. He went to that location and they provided that to him.
No, he said he actually made a video.
Nobody,
he
bro.
made a video
All the New York people
saying
the New York people are saying why would he try a salmon chopped cheese? That is not a staple. That is not something that they regularly have. So I think that as a food specialist, a food critic, you should know when I'm entering New York, a chopped cheese should be like this, not a salmon. All the people from New York are flaming him right now because they're saying, why would you go and try this? So to me, that just takes away a little bit of your credibility. I would never go to Jamaica and ask them for jerk fish.
Or sushi.
well,
Sushi.
like a shrimp patty.
No, not a shrimp patty because you're still asking for a patty. But I wouldn't go to Jamaica and ask for jerk sushi.
All right, so speaking of New York, we have a New Yorker here who is ready for the Keith Lee wrath. Okay. To take over Manhattan. All right.
Emergency press conference. If the way that Keith Lee is eating his way through New York City right now is not stressing you out, then you're not paying attention. He is doing everything wrong, and I am his biggest fan. But I think he's used to touring like the Atlantas, Houstons. I think he's from Detroit, where you can just drive around and park and pick up food. He's driving around during rush hour, getting pizza, bringing it to his car, and like I understand he has his family, so he can't just like bop around. But that's no way to experience food, let alone pizza in New York. Like, of course he's going to be giving out 3s and 4s and 5s or whatever. That's when you think it couldn't get any worse. It goes from disappointing to illegal when Keith goes and gets a salmon chopped cheese. 1, give us another shot. Let's do this the right way. And number 2, that's probably not salmon. Emergency press.
That's probably not even salmon.
Emergency press conference.
This is hilarious.
Keith Lee is coming to New York.
And that's what I'm saying. A real food critic would never go to New York and get a salmon chopped cheese.
Yeah.
That's foul.
You can't.
Listen,
That's automatically going to be bad.
Blasphemous.
Listen, someone suggested it to him, so he's like, all right, this was good. Let me try it. Simple and plain. That's what happened.
It's like you go to Philly and you don't try Philly cheesesteak. You try like some like tuna cheesesteak or something.
Yeah. Let me ask y'all this, and the audience, I want to get your opinion too. Keith Lee says he's coming to Toronto. Where are y'all pointing him?
Damn. Johnny Hamburgers.
Shout out Johnny Hamburgers. Yep. Keith Lee, if you come to Toronto, try Johnny Hamburgers, Victoria Park and Shepherd.
Yeah.
You know, classic burger joint from Toronto.
Yeah, just a classic Toronto spot because we don't have our own food here. We don't have no food staples.
What?
What? Okay, name a food staple from Toronto.
Body Alley's for pizza.
Yo, send him to Osmos.
Bro, so he can doodle himself.
No, that was good. That was good.
The man's gonna doodle himself for the next 2 weeks straight.
I tried Osmos.
And
I've been doing.
I tried it. I got it.
For the last 3
Chicken,
months. Chicken on the rocks.
Send him to Laziz, bro. Send him to
I'd rather Laziz over Oswald any day, man.
Oh yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. Toronto doesn't really have, I think, signature spots unless it's like a landmark location, like a Johnny Hamburgers, a T-Bones.
Yeah, bro. There's bare locations that you can go to. You can go to Islas for some Filipino
Islas,
food.
yeah, I've heard of that.
Islas is fire. Yeah.
But there's no like that. You know,
we don't have a
Toronto.
Toronto, like we don't have Canadian cuisine. Where you can have pancakes and waffles and maple syrup and shit.
You can have a beaver tail. He's never had a beaver tail before.
Bro, that's
there's
just
a lot of
sugar on sugar on
There's
sugar.
a lot of brunch spots like
there's beer, bro. Toronto is filled with food. You could have Chiang Mai. If you get some Thai food here.
Bro,
all right. So what are some Toronto staples that you'd have to have? No, there's a Chiang Mai downtown Toronto.
Okay, let me just look up my
Toronto staples. So Johnny Hamburgers. I'd say T-Bones.
Okay.
Would be another staple. For the east side, Zet's.
That's next to the airport.
The west side.
Yeah. That's is good. That's is good.
I'm just looking at my list of places.
Yeah. You should tell them about your list, bro. That's very interesting.
All right, so you know me as like a former Hinge man. As a former Hinge man, you know, I used to terrorize the Hinges back in the day. And, you know, when a girl asks you out, or when you ask a girl out, you don't want to seem indecisive. You got to have, you got to be quick, you got to be prompt. So you got to know the spots of where to go. So you scout the places, you look at their service, you look at their menu, the price, you know, what's the radius between you and maybe going back home. You got to be ready for these things, right? Depending who you're taking out. So I organized a list, and I have a quick eats spots, or like these are just from me?
So for the audience, this is a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Not a list. It's a spreadsheet of
Hinge
restaurants.
champion right
Yeah.
now.
Hinge champion.
There's like patios you can go to in the summer, right? There's like sit down / group, which is lunch and dinner. There's dinner, then there's bars and lounges, right? And like there's also coffee meetup spots. So this is a business meeting. Oh, what are you gonna meet up? I already have an answer.
Sassafras.
Sassafras. Speaking of Hinge dates, I told you my sassafras story, right?
No.
So
Yeah,
this
tell
girl,
the sassafras story.
this one girl,
Oh,
right?
sassafras store. Ooh.
So I'm on Hinge and I matched with this girl, and conversation is going well. I'm like, you know what, chat is going really well. I think it's time to escalate this and actually go meet this up in person. So I tell him, hey, let's actually get together for let's go out. So I'm thinking, you know what, money's kind of tight right now. Let's do a cafe. I know a cafe which the ambiance is good. The lighting, the food, the energy. It doesn't seem like a regular coffee shop. You can actually get like good drinks and some food. So I'm like, hey, I know this place on front. It's called Au Pandore. Let's get in there. He's like, well, that sounds nice, but I was thinking something else. I'm like, oh. He's like, yeah, maybe I was just thinking like a little something, like a little sassafras. And I'm thinking, I see, a little something, a little sassafras, right? I'm thinking she's calling me sassafras. I'm like, oh, you're calling me sassafras now? What is that? Are we on to nicknames? It's like, no, silly, like sassafras. So I'm like, sassafras. So I look it up on Google, right? I'm like, what the hell is a sassafras? I look it up. It's a freaking restaurant in Yorkville, bro. And I look, I'm like, bro, first thing I see, Yorkville. I'm like, this girl is on one right now. I'm like, hey, maybe sassafras and restaurants. Like, oh, man, I was just thinking this cafe is really nice. She's like, no, I only do dinners for first dates. I'm like, I was flabbergasted, bro. And I start telling her this cafe is really nice. I start like trying to sell her the thing. She goes like, I'm not going to argue with you about this. And I'm like, I'm not arguing. He's like, look, I think you and I want two different things. I wish you all the best in your search.
You wanted love and she wanted money.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, so you didn't really want the date. You just wanted me to finance your experience.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
And bro, we're at the restaurant. She might take pics of the food. She doesn't even tag her sponsor. she just like acts as if she's there.
Yeah, she might play hangman with you. You know,
like tag your sponsor, ladies.
Tag your sponsor, bro.
Show who brought you to this restaurant. I think that's one thing
we gotta leave behind.
You gotta leave in 2023.
Tag your sponsor.
Tag your sponsor.
Tag your sponsor,
who brought
dog.
you to that date. First of
Holy
all,
smokes,
second
man.
of all, ladies, if you're leading with money, best believe you will only attract a certain type of guy.
Used and abused, bro.
And that's all I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most definitely. But that's hilarious. And is that the same person that we saw at the event?
Yeah. So you had the Black Creators event.
Yeah.
And she was on a date with
Soulful
some
Bites. Shout out to
next
Shirley.
victim.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was definitely a victim.
He was definitely a victim.
Yeah. We looked
You're
at
a
him.
victim.
You're a victim.
Really him. Really him. You're a victim. Here we go, CSI.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So I'm in the corner. I'm like, poor guy, man. He doesn't know what's
Poor
coming.
guy. He's going to sassafras tomorrow.
Sassafras the next date be.
But yeah,
Sassafras is in
shout out
Cumberland.
Keith Lee for real though. Although I don't think that he deserves the food critic credentials, the way you framed it, Owen, was amazing. Like, getting that perspective from a regular person. I never really thought about it like that, and how valuable that is, and how much content I take in because it's coming from a regular person's space. I love that part of it. But Keith Lee, before you go to these places, do a little bit of research, find out what these places are really popular for, and eat that, and try a couple of them, and then give a review.
Yeah, because if you strike on like a business that's already struggling, and then they give you not crappy food, but you caught them at an off day.
Yeah,
that's like career suicide.
Yeah. Like a salmon chopped cheese is foul. That's not even, like the guy said, that is probably not salmon. For real, it's probably trout.
Yeah, it's probably trout. It's fake salmon. You know these sushi joints in Toronto, they give you fake fish.
Fake fish.
Yeah, fake crab is a big
crab.
one. So to wrap up the Keith Lee conversation, you could go to Sugarcane.
Sugarcane?
Yeah,
Where's
Sugarcane on Danforth. That has some great Jamaican food. You know, you can get like a
Is it good?
black and salmon. Yeah, I've had some good experiences there.
Where on the Danforth, east or west?
I believe it's east.
They always have. They
Yeah.
always have food.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, they always have food. Yeah,
I never heard of that spot.
yeah.
We
Sugarcane's a good. It's a
don't
great
have that.
for
We
for
don't
our
have
fellas. Sugarcane's a great date spot. Owned by 3 black women. Shout out Sugarcane. Shout out Sugarcane.
All right, that's the next spot I'm going to on a date. Sure.
Ali, you always know the good dessert spots, don't you?
Dessert spots?
Like for dates, right?
Nah, I don't know the dessert spots. I just know a little something. I have a short list. Let's see, you have like a Excel sheet.
Exhaustive list.
I have like my top 5.
You have a note.
Top
you don't
5
have a list.
Exactly. I have a note.
You have a note you passed in class.
Exactly. Yeah.
I have like a whole booklet.
Exactly. That's the difference.
Yeah.
So I have Islas is one of my go-tos. I'm just giving you all the gems tonight. Yo, y'all better
Bro, like
take
2 gems, bro.
So Islas, Sugarcane.
I'm just playing,
I'm gonna get to it. There's Buchan, which is a good one.
Where's that?
The same next to the Sugarcane actually.
Danforth?
Danforth.
What type of food?
Haitian food. Haitian
people.
food. Yeah, but good atmosphere in there. A lot of black
Sapase.
art in there. That's great. 7 West is okay. Because it's open 24/7. So you can.
Where that?
That's Young and Bloor on Charles Street. That's a great one.
Okay.
So it's great after a club. You know, you after a club, you want to get some food. 7 West, highly suggest.
7 West. Got it.
Bro, there's one joint. I went to the bar with Quinn and them. What was this? It was all up in college, and it was like a little bodega. You know, like one of those like places you just kind of open up the window and then you order like right on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
They had the best chicken ever, man.
On college?
On college. So we went to.
Is it George's Barbecue? That's not on college, but I'm thinking it's on Dundas.
Because we had gone to like our boy's birthday party, and we're walking back. We're like, yo, I'm craving fried chicken because I think we ate this guy's fried chicken so many times. I was like, yo, fried chicken. We walked there. Man, these guys are serving fried chicken. So I'm like, raw, let's indulge. Bro, the chicken was so succulent. It was so juicy. I mean, even just thinking about it right now, I'm lost for words, bro.
But now that you're saying that, I'm texting our guy from the restaurant. I don't want to blow up his spot yet.
Over there?
Over there, yeah.
You're texting him right now? He's open still?
Yeah, he opened late. You know,
Yeah, don't blow it up yet, bro. They didn't do
they're inconsistent.
So you sent
so we can't suggest them to our audience
You
because they're
blessed him with
inconsistent.
like a legit the scoutest of Toronto, and then didn't perform.
messed it up.
Yeah. So to give y'all context, we were potting for a minute. Shout out to if you're also rocking with us. Shout out to you,
Oh, yeah,
man.
let's do
We're about to be 2 hours deep.
Damn.
See, a recap needs a recap.
It's a real cap.
It's a recap nightcap.
Most definitely. So yeah, we had food. We had 2 food bloggers come in. We had Eden and we had Ryan. And for Ryan, we had him eat a feast. Before he started. Eat famous. You got to eat. So we invited a gentleman that owns a restaurant to make some food for us. And instead of him being there, he showed us his second in command, and she burnt up the food.
Bun up chicken.
Yeah, it was still good though.
It's like when Isaac sent the second in command, bro. It was like a bad look on him.
Facts. It's
Yeah.
like when I sent in the videographer.
Yeah.
Falling asleep, burning up the chicken.
Exactly. Yeah. So,
Tragic.
Yeah. It was bad. And then after that, Ryan went to the spot because we suggested it to him.
They got a second trial.
Second try, which is rare. I've never heard a restaurant get a second try off a mid review.
Because it was still good though.
It was still good,
Although
even though it was
bun up,
burnt.
it was still
It
good.
was still good. Yeah. Very edible.
Yeah.
So
It's unfortunate, bro.
yeah, he goes back, and the lady's rude to him, and she never knew that he had 400,000 followers. But hey, that's how it goes sometimes.
Womp, 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 womp.
So, that's a lesson to always be on point.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? But let's switch towards wrapping up, y'all.
Yeah.
Working towards wrapping up. What are your predictions for 2023? What are your predictions for 2024?
Yo, I think the signs are pretty clear. There's this movie I watched called Leave the World Behind.
Okay.
You seen it on Netflix?
Nah.
Yeah, everyone's talking about that.
Yeah,
right now.
bro. But not to be doom and gloom and shit on everyone's parade and kind of put an overcast on your year, but I think there's gonna be some things shifting within society. New things of like digital currency, certain types of lockdowns I'm hearing are coming, cyber attacks, climate change. But there's a big event happening in September of next year, September 24. That's all I'm gonna say.
And that event is my birthday on September 29th. I hope to see you all there.
On the 29th. Isaac Bob.
It's my champagne birthday, y'all.
Yes. So that's my prediction, bro. I think there's some underground workings happening that I think we all need to be prepared. So get your money up, get your food up, get your stock up, and legit get ready.
Okay.
Get ready.
That's
It's actually good that we have this on camera because
It's proof.
it's proof.
If anything
I'd be like,
happens
yo,
next
I
year-
am the oracle, dead ass. Like, I actually we're sitting at Everyday Joy right now,
Yeah.
and I said, you were warned.
Okay,
All right.
got it.
What you got, Isaac?
For me, 2024, I completely and truly and honestly see nothing but greatness. Like, the way 2023 went, if you told me that this is how life would be in 2020, I would tell you you're lying. Shut up. This is not real. It's been such a great year, especially with y'all. Like, the amount of work that we've been putting in to see you guys build something from the ground up, and for me to be a part of it in Uplift Studios, like, just absolutely amazing. So, and this is the first year, you know what I'm saying? We're only just starting. So for me, 2024, I see just greatness for us together as a team. I see greatness for us individually. I think that we're going to really see our true potentials next year. And I think we're going to see the money that we want to see next year. I think we're going to see the payoffs from the work that we put in this year transfer into 2024. I think 2024 is going to be a great year. Like I said, to kind of shit on Owen's negativity about next year. My champagne birthday is next year. I'm 29 on the 29th. So I just think it's just going to be a great overall year. I think next year is going to be a one for the books. It's the Kobe year, y'all. So I think it's going to be one for the books.
Yes.
The Kobe year.
2024.
Oh, I mean,
Kobe.
Ish.
It's a singular number. Right?
2020
yeah.
what
I
do you
mean, it's 2024 is the number. It's not 24.
It's 24.
Uh,
Bro, we're like, think about it. We're from the 90s, so we ushered in a new era with the 2000s. So this year in history, it's going to be 24.
Yo, this is the 94's year coming up, man.
Yeah, it's turning 30 this
The
year.
30s, bro.
Yeah, you guys are done.
You're done. You got to wrap it up.
Wrap.
You know what I see in the future, Owen?
What's up?
Wives.
Me?
Yeah, I see wifey, bro.
2024 being
I see
getting
wifey.
engaged.
I see you meeting wifey.
Just Owen, like Owen. That's what you see for Owen.
That's what I see for you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Wife.
Yeah.
I do want to
Wifey,
get
lifey.
married. I do want to have I'm a structure guy.
Yes, indeed.
I want to have like a good woman.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man. I know she's out there.
For sure.
She's coming to me.
Most definitely, man.
What about you, Alex Whitfield?
In the business side, I see the creative business is taking off.
Yeah.
You know, I see that as the big thing. I see all the creators taking advantage next year and really going balls to the wall. Okay. Yeah, I see that being the big thing. So like merging with Shopify and having like a ecosystem of different revenue streams coming in as a creative business is like the next step, you know? Whether they have like a Shopify store and an events business, like, you know, optimizing for different revenue generating motives, you know? That's kind of what I see for the creators in 2024.
What about for you, bro?
Yeah, how about for you personally?
For
Like
me
personally?
personally,
Or even you business-wise, but like more you-centric.
I see, all right, so for the business, I see us cracking 10K next year.
Let's get it.
You know what I'm
10K
saying?
subs.
10K subs
Well,
next
so
year.
what? How many subs were you at the starting of this year?
So it was
Like 600, something like that.
No, it
Something
was
like that,
around like
6 to 7.
like 720 ish
Okay.
around there. Because we had like that big Kevin Samuel spike just trickling through and then just kept piling up. So 400 subs to 1,000 today. Actually, at the day of this recording, this is the day we hit 1,000.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
December 14th, 2023.
Amazing.
Yeah. So,
How about you?
10,000, eh?
How about you personally, though?
me personally,
Yeah.
I see myself. If I say it, it spoils it.
So you're not trying to say it?
Huh?
You're not trying to say
Like
it?
jinxing it?
Yeah, if I say it, it jinx it. So I don't want to say it out loud. But I'll tell you off mic, so I can have it recorded,
Yeah.
and then we can play it after.
Enough
You
said.
know what I'm saying? But I'll say
Excuse me.
I see the company doing mid 6 figures next year. You know, I see that, and
get
I
it.
see, a Toronto base. For myself. Right now I'm in Oshawa. I see myself back in Toronto.
Back in the dot.
Yeah.
Back in
By
your own
end
chambers.
Exactly. By end of the 2024.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll say that.
Sounds good.
Yeah, man, that's big time.
Everything positive that you guys said, I hope that actually happens. The
Yeah.
negative stuff, I'm sorry, Owen, but
Okay, man.
kick rocks.
Someone's got to say it, but I get it, bro. I get it. Yeah, personally for me, I just want to take that next leap. Like, I think this year was like a big, like, moment of growth in terms of like, prospecting, getting clients, and like legit like getting things rolling. This time last year, I was like, we're planning this thing. It's like I knew like I could do this, but just like actually putting it into action and making it happen consistently and seeing the joy in the clients' faces, like a Chinelli, Mortgage and Mixologies, Busola, Sue, Joseph, all these clients that
Bottom line, guys.
bottom line, the Antonio, Luca, Mike, and the relationships that we develop from those actions that I took to like pick up the phone and call when I didn't feel like calling, right? So I see myself taking like another leap in terms of like, how can I be the best I can based on what I learned this year?
Yeah.
Like, how could I facilitate these conversations? How could I structure this better? How can I learn from this and how to close a deal better? How could I, work with a team better to really set them up for success? Like, how can I help you set up for success, bro? Right? For shoots and everything. How can I help Sesame for success? Ali, everything that's required from the team that helps the things materialize. How can I be a better person who's facilitating that so I make your jobs easier from bringing these conversations and then closing them and then servicing them and then they
With
actually
the end result.
they leave a review. They actually, whoa, like, like someone like Miriam, she's like, wow, Owen, thank you so much for doing this. Now she's like calling me, texting like, yo, I told my friends about it. I don't, all my neighbors in Thornhill because they're seeing my IG, right? And someone like her, I was on her for 8 months. You know what I'm saying? Now, I've earned her trust. So I think I'm proud of myself for having the quality of persistence and tenacity. And I've always known that about myself, that I can start from zero and like legit make something happen, right? So now that I know that about myself, it's more about like strategically compartmentalizing that energy for things that can actually yield more returns.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, because I always know I'm a hustler at heart, and it doesn't feel like work for me. Like I just, it's routine. Email, call, do this, do that, So, most importantly, I'm just proud for taking the leap of faith and, not working. Like, it was like 1 year of like when I got laid off, and now I'm like it's telling us, I'm like, yo, let's do this Uplift Studios thing. So 1 year of just grinding it out. And especially in this economy, this market, it's easy to cave in and be like, during that time, like, fuck it. Right? But
so easy to quit, man.
it's so easy, but
So easy.
I never felt like nothing was going to happen. Like, I always knew. I was like, yo, I'm cut for this. You're about this life. I knew I was about that life, and the results showed. Right.
Facts.
So I'm extremely proud of my fortitude, my mental fortitude more than anything, into just like taking something from zero, betting on myself, and getting the results that's needed to like really uplift forward, and really just like every single day, bro. Every single day, like, bro, I cut out like no social gatherings, no things, no nothing like that. It's just been like locked in, so yeah, man. I used to dream of days like these, moments like this. I remember back in high school, St. Chris, I'm like, man, I used to live in Toronto, work on a business, make cool shit happen. And it's just like I'm living that reality. You know what I'm saying? So it's been it's been a treat, bro. It's been a treat.
Facts.
So now that I've gained that skill in 29, bro, and you're what you're capable of, like now 2024 is like, yo, gas pedal, bro.
In the next 10 years, man, it's a wrap.
Bro, is exactly when you can sell, nothing can stop you, bro. Imagine that, like someone is sending you $5,000 and you've never met them, just off a freaking call, bro.
I know the feeling, man. Trust me.
Even Chanelli, bro. I called Chanelli, book a meeting. We go to his office. He's like, yeah, I'm down. Let's make it happen.
And we've shot how many episodes with Chanelli
50 freaking 56
episodes.
56, yeah.
Spent the whole year with the dude. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to you, bro. Like, shout out to the work that you guys put in this year. It's been amazing to be a part of. You guys are inspiring to me. I push this thing every single day. I talk to people about this every single day. And you guys are the people that are actually doing it. So to be a part of it and to be involved in it, it's so important for me and my success and my trajectory in my life, because I get to be around the people that I want everybody to be like. So shout out to y'all, man. You guys killed this year. I think we all killed it this year.
Murder to excellence.
We killed it this year. So next year it's over.
Right, next year it's legit levels.
Yeah. And then we have the next 10 years in front of us. When we're 40, we got to be looking back at this like, yo, remember when we did this?
Bro, like
tough.
2024 is like, yo, like you're actually a leaguer now.
Bro, we're there.
You're a league, like, bro, it's like league, like 30 is like league shit.
Facts.
Like you're competing. You're trying to win a chip, bro. Like you're competing.
You're talking to the mic.
Yeah, you're competing. So 2024, like, to wrap it up, I'm on smoke. I'm on freaking smoke, bro.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
With that being said, that's what you can't control. So control your grind. I control your life. I'm Alex.
I'm Ono Sinde.
And I'm Isaac.
Ajax, baby.
See you next week, y'all.
Peace. Happy New Year, everybody.